Hey guys, and we're back with a new video. And we're gonna create a website with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And we don't need to use image or something else for this video. We just use HTML and CSS to create our card, as you can see it right now. And we're gonna use some little JavaScript, and it's simple. Just I need to create a JavaScript for this 7 box. As you can see, this is our payment page and have a 7 box. And as you can see, when you user click on this box, you can see the information inside of this box and other thing inside it, and more JavaScript for this light coming from the top, just like a sun. But let me just make it white, and here we go. This is our sun. And I get this idea from this website, as you can see it. Now, I don't want to steal an idea from or using his code. And I think he used a background linear gradient and translated Z and the other thing, I just guess, to create it. But instead of this, I'm going to use my own code to create it. And that is Matrix 3D. That have a too much number if you want to use it. But notice every number have a function and option to do it. It's not that hard, you will find out in this video. And you can see we created this light box that if I just increase a box shadow, it become a beautiful. So hope you guys are ready for this. It take hours to finish this course. But guys, I hope you understand why it's take too much time, because if you want to create a beautiful website, we're gonna spend more time for our website. This is a basic website. If you want to add a JavaScript, a real code of the JavaScript, it takes more hours. So this video just focus on a CSS more than JavaScript. And yeah, okay, we first start with the HTML, then CSS, then JavaScript. After all of this, we're gonna create a media for the tablet and phone. So if you guys ready, let's do it. Okay guys, I start with HTML. First, let me just explain what we added here. I just added this style sheet of the home.css of this homepage, and this about of the CSS, and this payment of the CSS, and this contact page. Okay, this is our style sheet. Now I add this JavaScript for this app.js, and this script, as you can see from the ion icon, because I want to add icon from this website. And let me just show you, I add this folder of the CSS. I add this about CSS, contact CSS, home CSS, as you can see it. And I just added this star for this, just add the margin 0 padding 0, a little style of this h1, and the p for the font size, and the color white. And I added this span color for the text shadow. As you can see, we added this text shadow to be a blue light of this color, as we can see it, a lovely color. Okay, very good. This is the basic style just added here for with this section and this payment. Okay, and just created this. Just pause the video, guys, and just create it very fast, and just add this star with this background color of the body and the section, and this font size. So first, let me just start the HTML, and let me just do it very fast to go for the CSS, and I'm gonna just explain everything in a CSS. So first, let me just create HTML, because we need HTML for this. So I'm gonna start with this hero page. I'm gonna create a div and name it hero. Now let me just add it inside. Let me just add a header, which is our header logo. I'm gonna add menu. Let me add the classes menu. Now let me add a list, home. Okay, I'm gonna just copy this, paste it, about, payment, contact. Okay, this is our header, as you can see. So now let's go to create this title and this two title inside it, and we're gonna create this. So first, let me just create a div and name it inner for this texts, and let me add some text inside of this, which is this div for this, guys. So inside this inner, I'm just gonna create this first text and this second text and this third text. Okay, so inside the some text, I'm gonna name it first text. I'm gonna add h1. You know what, let me just copy this, paste it to go fast for the CSS. Let me add span color, span. Okay, let me add the p. Just gonna copy paste it. a tag, and read more. Okay, this is our first text. And I'm gonna create a new div to add a display flex for these two texts be in the same line instead of another line. So I'm gonna create a div and name it simple flex text. Just like I said, I want to add a display flex for this. So now let me just copy this, paste it. Second text and third text, very simple. Okay, now let me just copy paste it to go fast. Okay, this is our second text and this is our third text. Now let's go to create this card of this three card and this three circle, as you can see it. So now inside the inner, I'm gonna create another div. I'm sorry, let me just create a comment card animation. This is our comment. You just okay. Now I'm gonna name it sample row, and now I'm gonna create a first row. We don't need to style it, just add a simple div to add a display grid inside of this row, just like I said. Okay, and now let's go to get this card. So for this, I'm gonna name it second row. This is our main boss, or this is our main div for this three card. I'm gonna name it card 1, card 2, card 3, card 4. Oh, I'm sorry, circle 1, circle 2, circle 3. Okay, this is our second row, as you can see. This is our home page. This is everything you need to create it, guys, inside of this inner. This is our first box. So for this first box, I'm gonna name it very simple. I'm gonna name it John. Okay, in a John, I'm gonna add a text span h1. I'm gonna copy this and paste it. Okay, let me add a p description, copy this, paste it. And I'm just gonna do it fast because we don't have a lot of time for this HTML, guys. We need to explain everything in CSS. So this is our text of the John. Now let's go to create this cube, guys. I'm gonna name it cube open. Cube, okay. Box top, which is have this top of this cube, guys. I'm sorry, box top. Gonna copy this, paste it, box button, and cube light, which is a center of this cube of the left and the right. Box footer, box bottom, doesn't matter. Okay, I'm gonna add a span, I'm gonna add a style I 0. Copy this, paste it. 1, 2, 3. So this is needed for this 3D of this cube, guys. We need to add this. Okay, this is our cube, guys. This is our first page. Let's go to the second page, guys. Okay, for this section first, I'm gonna name it, let me add a class list for this, page 3. Let me add a payment. Okay, start with the text, p h1, copy paste it. Okay, project, status reporting. Okay, next let's go to create this box, as you can see it. So for this, I'm gonna name it very simple div, and let me inside of this payment, guys. Okay, let me name it pay, simple name. First, let me just create this line. So I'm gonna create div line box 1. I think we have 8 line, 7, okay, 8 line, yes. Okay, line box 3, 4, 5, okay, 7, 8. So this is our line, as you can see. We just created very fast. Now let me just, I'm sorry, let me just add this comment for this box card. So after this, I'm gonna add a comment, box card or card box, doesn't matter. First box, I'm gonna add h3, and p, copy paste it. I just cannot, I think I cannot I'm sorry, copy, paste it, H3 and B, increase it. Okay, so this is the first box, guys. Very simple. Let's go to create this second box, and I'm gonna create a div to have a flex action column for this adding display flex. So, or you know what, let me just create this div for this buy and the back option. Yeah, let me just create it very fast. Flex link, and I'm gonna create a, we don't need this, buy, back option. Okay, now let's go to create this. So I'm gonna name it flex flex pay, for this to have a flex action column for this 3 box. So let's go to create second box, copy paste it, box 2, box 3, box 4, 2, 3, 4. So I'm just gonna replace it very fast. I'm sorry. Okay, now let me just copy this, paste it for the box 5, box 7. Let me just add it, box 7, 7. Okay, this is our next box. As you can see, this is our box 5, box 6, box 7. Okay, let me just replace it very fast. Okay, I'm sorry guys, I just replaced it very fast. Okay, this is our box 2, box 3, box 4. This is our box 2, box 3, box 4, box 5, box 6, box 7. So this is our box. Now let's go to create this div, which is a detail of this. We have icon and this 3 circle. So how to create it? First, let me just add a comment. Yeah, let me add it here. Box detail. First, let me just create a box and let me name it simple box click. Let me name it box click 1. Okay, center box, which is a center, and I'm gonna create a div to add a display grid. And we don't need to style of this div, guys. Just add it because I want to add a display grid for this center box to have a 2 div inside of this, and this is the second and this is our second box. I'm sorry. Okay, so this is box icon. Okay, let me add the circle 1, circle 2, circle 3. And let me just add ID, guys, because I want to change this color of this first circle. I'm gonna name it color 1, color 2, and the color 3. Okay, this is our icon of this box icon, guys, of this Bitcoin. So let's go to create a box click for this, box click for this. So I'm just gonna copy this, paste it. I'm gonna do it fast. Okay, box click 2, 8. You know what? Let me add the color 1. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, let me add the color 1 for this, and for this, let me a color 2. Because if you see this, guys, we add a different color for this. So I'm just gonna copy this, paste it for the box click 3 and the box click 4. Okay, and for this, which is the same for this box click 5 and the 7, let me just show you. You can see this is the same color of this color 1. Okay. Okay. Again, I'm sorry. Okay. We don't need this. Okay. Let me just replace this icon, and let's go to the next one for the contact. Okay, so I just copy pasted the icon of this box click 2, and this is our box click 3. As you can see, we have a different icon, and this is, you can just choose whatever you like for this icon, and you can just pause the video and just copy paste it. Okay, now this is everything for this payment. Yes, I think this is everything, but last thing, I want to create this text for this. As you can see, this is a text, so let me just add the text outside of this, and let me inside of this pay. Okay, so I'm gonna add a text, and let me just create this, let me just create this background. As you can see, so I'm gonna name it black square 2, just like this. Okay, H1 and P. Okay, we just create a payment page. Now let's go to create a contact page, and then we go to create a footer page. Then we go for the CSS. So now let me just create a section first. Okay, now let me add the contact, and let me add the text. So I'm gonna just copy this and paste it. Okay, we don't need this. Let me just copy this text and paste it. Okay, so this is our first text. Now let's go to create this form with this background. As you can see, we have this. So now let's go to create a form. So now inside of this contact, I'm gonna create a form, and we don't need action. I'm gonna first create this div for this background. So I'm just name it Windows VG as a Windows background. Okay, now let me just create the import for this. Type a text, and let me add a placeholder. Okay, let me just copy this and paste it. Text area. Okay. Text area, let me add a placeholder for this. And let me just add a button for the submit. So here I'm gonna add a button, submit, and inside it submit. Okay, so this is our contact. Now let's go to create this comment page for this. So now I'm gonna create a new section for this comment to go for the next page section, and let me just add the name for this. Comment. Okay, now let me just create a div for all of these two divs, as you can see. So I'm gonna name it simple company, and let me add the first animation as a comment. Okay, now first let me start with the text, then we go for creating this. So for this div, I'm gonna just name it for the text. I'm gonna name it Windows text instead of text. Okay, now let me just create a background for this Windows, as you can see. So as we name it a Windows BG as a Windows background. Windows. Now let me just add the text and P. Okay, so first, okay, this is our text. Now let me just create this box, which is a circle, and this arrow, as you can see. So for this, I'm gonna name a new name for this, and let me name it box arrow. Okay, inside it, first circle, let me just create icon box 2, and let me just add the icon. This is our icon, guys. Now for the next animation, we're just gonna copy this and paste it, and just replace this text and this icon. So second animation, I'm gonna just copy this and paste it. Very simple. Okay, this is our next animation. But before to go for this third animation, we need to create a div for this, because I want to add a position absolute to be just like the first position of this first animation, to be a same line of this first animation. So I'm gonna just add a new div for this. I'm gonna name it position 1. I want to add a position absolute to be like this first animation. So let me just add it here. Very good. So this is our second animation. Now let's go to create a third animation. Okay, version 2. And yeah, this is our comment page of the section comment. And the last one, we're gonna create this footer of the HTML. Then we go for the CSS. Again, I'm just gonna create a new section for this footer. Let me add the classes for this. Okay. Now let me just create a div for this light, as you can see it. Light. Okay. This is our div for this light, as you can see it. Now, before to create this logo and a tag, as you can see it, first let me just add this text, and this is our text. As you can see, we just add the same text as you can see in the first page. This is the first text, and I'm gonna add it here, and I'm gonna add a skew for this. So I'm just gonna add it here, but first let me just name it text on mobile. Okay, and let me just name this two circle, as you can see. So I'm just gonna name it simple. Okay, this is, yeah, circle rotate. Yeah, I'm gonna name this. Now let's go to create this text for this. I'm gonna name it skew text, just like I said. I want to add skew for this, and just copy this and paste it. So let me just copy this. And we don't need a tag for this, so I'm gonna delete this. Okay, delete it. We don't need this. Yeah, I think everything looks fine. Yes. Now let's go to create this footer. So first, let me just, after this text mobile, I'm gonna add a footer. And now let me just add the text as a logo text, because we don't have a logo. H1 logo P. Okay, this is our text of the logo. Now let's go to create a link. So first let me just create a flex footer. Now let me just create a cool. So I'm gonna just add a display flex for this, and for this cool I'm gonna add a display flex and the flex section column. Okay, just copy this cool and paste it to time. Let me just replace it very fast. Okay, good guys. Now last thing, I want to add this copyright, as you can see. So let me just do it very fast to end this HTML. And I'm gonna explain everything in a CSS. So just don't worry about this. Okay, here we go. So this is everything we need for this HTML. Now let's go for the CSS, guys. So I'm gonna first start with this home CSS. Then we go for the about CSS, contact CSS, and the payment of this CSS. So first, let me just explain how to create this page. Okay, here we go. And as you can see, I just add some style as I said in the first video. You can just pause the video and just type it very fast. So first, let me just start with a hero. So I'm gonna add it here as a home page hero. I'm gonna add width 100%, height 100 ph, position relative. Very simple. Let me just add the header and just the content space between line item center. Let me add the padding. Okay, this is our header, and let me just create a menu fast. Okay, menu LIA. Let me add the padding first for this link, 7 pixels for the top and the bottom, and the 25 pixels for the left and the right. Margin, let me add a little margin for this, 10 pixels for the left and the right. Okay, text decoration be a none, and color white, position relative. And let me add the z-index 1 with a transition. Okay, Okay, so let me just open the live server, guys. I'm sorry, I just forgot about this. Okay, so this is our live server. As you can see, we just created this header. Now let's go to create this title. Then we go for the creating a card. I think I forget about the before and after for this li, so let me just add it very fast. I'm sorry. Let me add a simple content t position. Let me add width 0 pixel. 0 pixel and the position absolute. Transform translate minus 50%, minus 50%. Yep, and let me add a background white box shadow. So for this box shadow, I'm just gonna copy this and paste it here for this box shadow. And let me see, 20 pixel. Yeah, I think this is good. Transition, margin to be a center. Okay. Yep. So now let's go to create a hover. So first I'm gonna start with this hover of this A-link. So for this hover, I need let me just add a text shadow for this. Color be a white, and let me add text shadow. Copy this, paste it. Okay. Now let's go to create hover before. Okay. So for this hover, let me add the background white and the box shadow. Copy this and paste it for this box shadow. Okay. Let me add the width. We just create it. Let me add a 70 or 70 pixel. Okay, now let's see it. Yep, we just created this menu of the hover. A simple hover for this, but we don't care really about the hover for this header. So now let's go for the next one. And let me just size it. Okay. First, I'm gonna start with the inner as we name it here. Let me just show you. So first, we just name this as we name it for this title, and I'm gonna add it here, inner. I'm gonna add a display grid and a grid template column. Repeat. A line item, center, grid gap, for little distance. Okay. And let me add position absolute. Okay, top 50%, transform, translate to be a center of this hero page. Translate Y. Okay. Yeah. And let me just add a padding left 10%. So next thing, we're gonna just style it. Let me see it. And before the style of this sound text of this title, let me just style this because it's the same of this style. So I'm just gonna copy this and paste it. We don't need the position absolute. Just delete it. Okay. Now just add a row for this for the card, and let me add a height because we need a height for this, guys. Let me add height. Yep. Now I think this is good. Yeah. I'm sorry. Okay, now let's go to the style of this text. So I just start with a font size of this h1 and the p. So let me just start the second text h1 first, and the third text h1. You know what, let me just copy this, paste it, do it fast for this h1, guys. So for this, I'm gonna need it for this. Let the font size be 2 rem because I want this second text and the third text be small, just like we see in the first video. So I'm gonna add a 2 rem instead of 3 rem. And I think we don't need a max width, so I'm gonna delete it. And let me add a text shadow. Copy this, paste it. Okay. Yeah. Okay, now let me just start the description. So copy paste it for this p. Now for this p, I'm gonna add a font size 1 rem instead of 1.2 rem. So let be a margin bottom 30 pixel, and we need a max width for this. So I'm gonna add it here, 500 pixel. Okay. Now let's go to the style of this A-link. And I just forget about this adding display flex for this second text and the third text. So I'm gonna add it here. I'm sorry. flexed, I think we need flex text, yes, flex text. So I'm gonna add a display flex to be in the same line, and let me just add a grid gap, a little distance instead of margin. Okay, now let me just add a transform or margin. Let me just add a transform translate y, transform translate y. Okay, let me just try this. Let me just see. Okay, this is good. Just copy this and paste it instead of this. Very good. Next one, just like I said, now let's go to the style of this A link. So for this A link, first text A, copy this, paste it. Oh god. Second text, third text. So for this A link, first I'm gonna add a padding, 7 pixel, 25 pixel, and let me add text decoration none, color, okay, position relative, and z index 1. Let me add a transition, okay, and yeah, border radius, let be 20 pixel, simple border radius, background be a transparent. Okay, now for this box shadow, just copy this, paste it for this box shadow. Yeah, this is good. Okay, now let's go to create a before for this, guys. So to create a before, I want to create a card. If you've seen the first video, a little card. So for this a little card, just copy this, paste it. Oh, you know what, let me just copy this, paste it. Let me just add the before first. Okay, so for this before, I'm gonna add the content empty. So, and let me just add the width and the height. So width be 20 pixel, height 40 pixel to be a card, and the position, let me just add the position absolute, top 0%, left, okay, 100%, and let me just add the background and the box shadow. So we have a background, and let me just see, we don't need the padding, we don't need this, yep, just delete it. Okay, z index, we don't need the z index, a transition, no need for this. Okay, so we have a background, but let me just add the, yeah, this is good for this background, as you can see it. Let me see. Okay, this is good. So I just add the left 190%. Okay, now this is our box shadow, and yeah, I think this is good. And now let me just add the margin 0, I2, just be a center, and we have a lot of border radius. Let's be a 5 pixel. Yeah, this is our card, as you can see it, guys. And you know what, let me just add the transition, because I think we need to create a hover for this, guys. So this is our transition. Now let's go to create a hover. So before to create a hover, I'm gonna add animation for every first text A, and the second text A, and the third text A. So I'm gonna add same animation, but the time of the animation be a different. So for this animation, I'm gonna name it F1 for second of this first text A, linear, forwards, infinite. So this is our first text A of the animation, second text A, and the third text A. So for this second text A, I'm gonna add a 5 second, and for this a 6 second for this animation. Now first let me just create a very fast animation, guys, a very simple animation for this F1. So for this animation, first I'm gonna add a 0%, and I'm gonna just copy this, paste it for this background, guys. Okay, now let me just add a 25%, 50%, 75%, and 100%. Okay, 50%, 75%. So I'm just gonna change of this background to be a black color. So for this background of the 25%, I'm gonna add this color, guys. Okay, and for this 50%, I want to be a black completely, not completely, but yeah. So, and just copy this, paste it. So this is our animation. As you can see it, guys, not bad animation, but just to have a simple animation. Now let's go to continue, and before to go for the hover of the A and the A before, let me just create a after for this, and yeah, let me just create after for this. Okay, for this after, let me add a width 170 pixel for this, and the height. Okay, and let me just add the top 50%, left 50%. Okay, and let me just add the transform translate to be a center for this after, guys. Minus 50%, minus 50%. We don't need a box shadow, guys. We don't need a background. Just delete it. And instead of that, I'm gonna add a border. Instead of that, so for this, I'm gonna add a border left to be solid, and I'm gonna add transparent. Copy this, paste it, guys, for the right. Okay. Okay, now let me just add the border top left radius for this left, guys. Border top left radius. Top left radius. Let me add the 20 pixel. So I'm just gonna delete this. We don't need this. And for this bottom, I'm gonna add the bottom right radius. Okay, I'm sorry. And yeah, I'm gonna add a transition. I'm gonna just okay, and let me just add it. Yeah, and I'm gonna add this index -1. So I'll just add a transparent for this border left and the right, and in a hover, I'm gonna add a color for this border left and the right, and you're gonna see it. It's gonna be beautiful for this hover. So now let's go to get a hover. First, I'm gonna start with this before, guys. So just copy this, paste it for this hover. So for this hover, okay, just like I said, for this hover of the before, I need to add a width for this. Instead of be a card, I'm gonna add a 150 pixel for this width, height 2 pixel instead of 40 pixel. And now let me add transform translate y to be a center of this A link. So as you can see, this is card. I want to be a center just like this. So yeah, I'm just okay, just fix it. So transform translate y minus 50%. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Translate x. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Translate x. I'm gonna be a center of this left. I'm gonna add a left 50% to be a center card. Okay. And let me add top 50%. So yeah, as you can see, we just created this before of the A link. Next one, I'm gonna add a hover of the after. So I'm just gonna copy this. Oh, you know what? Let me just copy this, paste it for this hover. So for this after hover, guys, so just like I added here transparent, I'm gonna add a color for this. The color let be this color, guys, a white color. Okay, and let me just increase this, guys, to be a beautiful animation. Let be a 30 pixel. And yeah, now let me just add width. So let me just show you, guys. So this is our after, and I'm gonna decrease a width to be a beautiful of this hover. So let me just show you very fast. So we have this width of 170 pixel. I'm just gonna decrease it to 120 pixel. Now as you can see, we get a perfect animation. Yeah. Now let me just delete a background and the box shadow of this A link of the hover. So just copy this, paste it. I'm gonna delete a background for this hover, guys, very fast. Yeah, I think it takes it a bit better. And you can add the box shadow onset. Now let's see it, guys. So we just created this beautiful hover. Yeah, this is our A link of this hover, guys. Now let's go to create a card. But first, let me just style of this. Let me just show you. First, let me just style of this we add this just like I said. I need for this a grid, so I just create a div, a simple div. So I'm added here first row. I'm just gonna add a contact and a little width and the height. Content empty. Just add a little width. I'm gonna add a 50 pixel height, 450 pixel. Yeah, 450 pixel for this. Okay, let me just see it. Okay, yeah, we just created this, as you can see it, guys. Yeah, now let's go to create a card. So first, let me just start off this second row. I'm gonna add it here, second row. I'm gonna add a content empty with 500 pixel, height 500 pixel, position relative, and the left 10%. Yeah, top 10%. Let me see. I think we need to be outside of this card animation, so I'm just gonna add it here. So this is our inner. I'm gonna add it here, and let me just see it. Yeah, I think now we fixed this problem. As you can see, we just created this second row. Now let's go to create a card. But before that, let me just add a background, as you can see in the first video, of the white color of the circle. So second row before, I'm gonna add it here. Second row before, I'm gonna just copy this, paste it. Yeah, just copy this, paste it. Okay, content empty. Let me add the width. Okay, and let me add the border radius 50% to be a circle, guys. And let me just add the box shadow here. I'm gonna add inside instead of outside it. Okay, to be inside of this circle, guys. So now let me fix this position. And let me add a little left, 60%. Okay, now let me just add a filter blur. So here, filter blur. You know what, let me just increase this box shadow, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, and this 30 pixel, let be a white color instead of that. Okay, yeah, I think this is better. Now let me just increase this blur. Okay, I think this is good, but let me just increase this width. Okay, so this is our before of the background. As you can see it, just copy this and paste it here, guys. Very simple background for this. Okay, guys, now let's go to create a card. First, I'm gonna start with a card 1, so I'm gonna create it here, card 1. Let me just copy this, paste it. Okay, so width, let me try this width, and the height, let me add 250 pixel, position absolute. Okay, let me just change this and add skew. So I'm gonna add a rotate 0 degree and skew 0 degree and 0 degree. So now let's go in Inspector.css to create it, guys. So let me just add the background and the box shadow, and the box shadow I'm gonna add this. Okay, good. Now let me add the border radius 10 pixel. Okay, so now we add a rotate 0 degree and skew 0 degree to just teach you how to create a card. So for example, if I want to create a card, for using skew, we don't need too much of width, so just don't use too much width for this, guys. Now let me just add it here. You know what, let me just rotate. Okay, let me see. Okay, now let me just add skew for this. So for example, this is our skew. As you can see, we can use this skew for this, guys. And I'm gonna just, and I think this is match with our website, so I'm just gonna see it. Yeah, this is our skew, as we can see it, guys. And you can just change a setting of the skew, but just like I said, we don't need too much of the width. The only thing we need for this, we need a height for this, guys. So I'm just gonna turn off this animation to see it's good or not. Yeah, it's the same, guys, as you can see. So this is how to create a card with skew. You just want to change a setting of the skew every time you want to change it, and yeah, and you're gonna find what is best for your skew. Just try to keep change this skew, and you're gonna find a best skew for this card, guys. So yeah, this is our first card, as you can see, but let me just add pixel instead of that. Okay, so yeah, this is our skew, and this is our top and the left. So this is our first card, guys. And now let me just add it here. And just remember this, just don't add too much of the width, because skew doesn't need for this width. And yeah, now let me just copy this and paste it for the card 2 and the card 3. Very simple. So for the card 2, I need to add a top, let me see, 100 pixel. Yeah, this is our card 2, which is a center, just like this website, as you can see it. So this is our card 3, which is a top, and this is our card 2, and this is our card 1. Now let's go to create animation for this card. We don't need to add animation for this card 2 because it's a center, no need to change it. Just need to add animation for this card 1 and the card 3. So I'm gonna add it here, animation, card 1. And now let me just add the keyframes, 50%, and let me adjust 100% instead of 75%. So we have a desktop for this card 1, guys. Just copy this, paste it, and this we just copy this, paste it. And I'm gonna add a card 2 top. So we have a card 2 top, 100 pixel. I want this card 1, which is here in the bottom, I want to go for the top in this 100 pixel. So I'm just gonna copy this, paste it here for this animation. And now let's see it. As you can see, we get this beautiful animation for this card. So I'm just gonna copy this, paste it for the card 3 animation. Very simple animation. Let me just add it here. The animation card 3. So we have a top 25 pixel. I'm gonna add it here for 0% and 100%. Yeah, we just created this animation, beautiful animation with this card, and we can add more animation if you like it, but I want to just keep going because we don't have too much for these cards. So now let's go to create this circle 1, circle 2, circle 3. I'm gonna just copy this, paste it for the circle. I'm gonna start with a circle 1. So for the width and the height for this circle 1, I'm gonna add 75 pixel. Let me start with this. And we don't need animation. Let me just turn off 50%. I want to be a circle, and let me just turn off this circle. I'm sorry, guys, let me just do it quick. So I'm just gonna turn off this circle. Now for this, I'm gonna add a top. Okay, and for this, I'm gonna add this top for the left. Okay, now this is our circle, as you can see it, guys. So for this inset, I'm gonna just change this, I think. Okay, now let me just change it, just like I said, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, now let me see. Yeah, this is our box shadow, as you can see it, guys, and you just need to change it in any spec. You just get a better box shadow for you, and I'm just gonna add it here. As you can see, this is our first circle, guys. Now let's go to create the next circle, circle 2 and circle 3. So for this circle 2 and this is circle 3, I'm just gonna change the top and the width for this. I'm gonna add. Okay, now we just fix it. I'm sorry for this, guys. Just copy this box shadow and paste it for this circle 2. And now for this circle 3, let me see. I'm gonna add width 100 pixel, height 100 pixel to just become a big, and for this top and the left 60 pixel. Okay. Yep. Now let me just change a setting of this box shadow for this circle 3. Let me just see it. Now it's better for this box shadow, guys. And we just gonna copy this and paste it. Very simple. So now this is our circle, as you can see it, but let me just add a little animation, just a simple animation for this. So I'm gonna just copy this, paste it here for this circle 1, circle 2, circle 3. I'm gonna add it here. So for this circle, I'm gonna just name it C1, C2, or you know what, C1. The same animation. Second, 4 seconds, 5 seconds. Yep. And now let me just copy this, paste it for this animation of the circle, guys. So for this animation of the circle, just like I said, I'm gonna add a simple animation. I'm gonna add a transform. So as a default, we have a 0 pixel for this transform translate y 0 pixel. I'm gonna add this for this 100%, guys. And now for this 50%, let me see, I'm gonna add 40 pixel. Let me just delete this. Yep, we just created this animation of the circle, and yep. So guys, this is our homepage. We just style it, and for this media, I'm gonna style it in the last of the video. So just keep going to the next page, and the next page is about.css. I'm gonna start with about. I'm gonna add about. I'm gonna add a position relative. Now let's go to create this John that we name it here. I'm gonna add a display grid. So John display grid. And grid template column, repeat, align item center. So let me just add a grid gap for little distance and the position relative, and let me add the width and the height. Okay, this is our John. As you can see, we just add a display grid. Now let's go to create a cube. I'm gonna start to call this a cube open. Let me just add it here, cube open. So cube open, I'm gonna add the position relative, width, height. Let me add the z-index 5, and let me add the transition, because we're gonna add a hover for this cube. Okay, so this is our cube open. Now let me just call a cube to style it. So cube, I'm gonna add the position absolute, top, left 25%. Okay, transform translate minus 50% and minus 50%. Let me add the width and the height. Okay, now let me just add a transform style, because I want a 3D cube. So we need to add a transform style for this cube. I just add this transform style, and we're gonna add animation after we create a cube. So for now, let me just add the background, and let me add this transition for this, guys. First, I'm gonna start to create a left and the right of this cube. I'm gonna call, just like we name it, cube light. I'm gonna first add the position absolute, left 0, top 0. Okay, width and the height, and again transform style 3D transform. There we go. Now let's go to call a cube light span that we just created here, as you can see for this, guys. So I'm gonna call it here a span. I'm gonna add the position absolute. Let me see, position absolute. I'm gonna add it here. Let me add the width and the height for this, guys. Okay, and now let me add a transform to add a calc for this cube. It Z for this 100 pixel. Very good. Background, linear, gradient, and let me just add a color. Okay, as you can see it, we just created right now, guys, and this is left and right, but we just needed to create animation for this to just see how this 3D, guys. So now let me just continue, and let me just add a border radius, a little border radius, 10 pixel, and the transition. So I'm gonna just copy this, paste it here. And now let's go to create a top box and the bottom box of this cube. If you remember, we just added this box top and the box footer or box bottom. So I'm gonna just call it here, and I'm gonna add the same width and the height. Left is 0, but the top, let me just add 130% for this top. Now let me just add the width and the height. Okay, and now let me just add a background and a box shadow. So for this background, I'm gonna add this color. Let me see. Okay, this color, and let me just add a box shadow for this. So for this box shadow, I'm gonna add inset. Next inset, 0 pixel to pixel and 20 pixel blue color. There we go. So this is our box top, and I'm just gonna, we don't need a calc, so I'm gonna just delete it. I'm gonna add a rotate X for this, a 90 degree, a translate Z. Now we just created in the top of this cube, but you can't see it because we don't have any animation to just show you what I mean by this. So let me just add the box button. Then I'm gonna create animation to just see cube what we created here. So let me just add box footer. Again, let me just copy this paste set. You know what? Let me just copy this paste set. The left be a 0, but the top let be a minus 150%. Let me see. Copy this paste set, and let me just add a border. Guys, let me just add the border radius 10 pixel, and let me just add transition for this. Okay, so I'm gonna just copy this and paste it here for this box footer. So for this box footer, we just need to change this translate Z to minus 400 pixel, and yeah, I think this is good. So now in a cube that we created here, I'm gonna add animation for this. I'm gonna name it a cube, the same name, 50 second. Okay, linear infinite. Now let me just add the keyframes cube. I'm gonna add a 0%, and let me see, 100%. I think this is enough for this animation. And I'm sorry, god damn it. Okay, now let me just add a transform for this. So for this transform, I'm just gonna copy. I'm gonna add, let me see, I'm gonna add first, I'm gonna add a rotate X minus 20 degree for this rotate X. Next, I'm gonna add rotate Y and rotate. So rotate Y, I'm gonna add, let me see, a 0 degree, I think. And for this, a rotate 0. Okay, this is a 0%, guys. Now let me add a 100%. We just need to copy this and paste it. Okay, I'm gonna add a 360 degree for this rotate, and for this a 60 degree, 360 degree, just like the same. And we don't need to change this rotate. And now let me just see why this has happened. X, I'm gonna add, okay, I think, yeah, we just created right now this cube, as you can see it, guys, and I just fixed this problem. Okay, so this is our animation. We just create a big, as you can see, this is a box footer. It's in the bottom of this cube. This is our real cube, as you can see, of the left and the right. And yeah, so now let me just add the hover to just create something amazing with this about page. So for this hover, and I'm gonna call a cube light, just like I said for the left and the right. So for this hover, I'm gonna add a transform. Or you know what, let me just copy this paste set for this calc. Okay, and I'm gonna add, let me see, I'm gonna add a 200 pixel for this, guys. And let me just add a span, sorry. Yeah, as you can see, we just created right now. This is our first hover. Now let me just add very fast for the box top and the box footer. So I'm gonna add it here, box top and the box footer. Okay, let me just add the top. The top, I'm gonna add a 30%, and for this top, I'm gonna add a minus. For this, I'm gonna add minus 50%. Okay, as you can see, we just created right now. This is our hover, very simple. And let me just add the margin 0 I2 to just go to the center. So I'm gonna add it here, margin. Yeah, we just created right now. And you can see we just create about page of this. And for this media of this phone and the tablet, I'm gonna add in the last video. So let me just continue. And the next page, I'm gonna add payment for this. So for this payment, let's go for this payment page. So we just have, let me just see. Oh, I didn't create this. I'm sorry, guys. Let me just create it very fast. Let me just add it in this about page, and then we go for this payment page. So now for this black square that if you see in the first video, let me just explain how to create it. So let me just first add it, the content and the position absolute. So I'm just gonna copy this, paste it. Let me just copy this, paste it, the 130%, and the left minus 100 pixel. Okay, now for this width and the height, let me just add 190 pixel for this, and for this 160 pixel. And let me just add the background transparent. Now we're gonna add a lot of box shadow. So for this first box shadow, I'm gonna just copy this, paste it for this box shadow, delete this. Okay, so this is our color of the first box shadow. I'm gonna add, and let me see, let me add first this. Okay, next I'm gonna add the same box shadow, decrease it a little. Okay, now for this inset, guys. So for this inset, what we need, so for this inset, guys, I'm gonna add this color of this, and for this I'm gonna add this color. So as you can see, we just added this color, and I'm gonna just change a setting of this in inspect of this Chrome. So let me just see it. Okay. Yep, I just created right now, as you can see it, guys. Transform here, I'm sorry, let me just fix it, this position, transform. I'm gonna add a translate y, be a center. I'm gonna add a 50% minus 50%. Okay, and for this matrix, let me just fix this box shadow, and I'm gonna explain what we need for this matrix 3D. Let me do it in inspect. Let me see. Okay, but let me just decrease a little to this size. Okay, this is our first. Next one, let me just add it. Yeah, so this is our box shadow, guys. As you can see, we just created very fast in inspect. And now let me just explain what we need for this. So now we just add this transform. I'm sorry, just minus 50%. Okay, and now as you can see, we just create here. So if you see in the first video, we just create something amazing like this, guys, as you can see it. But to create this, we need a matrix 3D or a translate Z, but I'm gonna use a matrix 3D for this, guys. So let me just show you what we need for this. So let me just add it here, matrix 3D, and we have a lot of a number of 0, 1 and 0, as you can see it, guys. So every this number have a purpose and have a goal to just create it here, guys. So let me just show you every for this. As you can see, this is the scale X, and this is the skew, this is a change. Okay, so this is a real of this. See this number of 0 that I'm gonna add a number for this. This is a translate Z that you can see it's working like a translate Z. It's just like creating a window for this. As you can see, it's beautiful. So you need some number for this, guys, to just create it. So this is the first number of a translate Z, as you can see, and you can just increase this box shadow if you don't like it. You can see it's up to you. If you don't like it, you can just decrease it right now. Okay, just to show you now. And you can add the width and the height, as you can see it right now, and height. Okay, but we need to change it. So okay, next thing after this, guys, a translate. This is a next number that I'm gonna not change anything from this because it's a scale y as you can see it. And the next number, and every number as you can see, we just have a purpose for this. So as you can see, we just create something like this, guys. You can see we just increase it right now. If you don't like it, you can just decrease it, as you can see. And yeah, we have a lot of number, and I don't recommend it if you increase this because it's not beautiful, guys. Just to show you. So this is it, and I think the width is 193. And for this, I think the height is, let me see. And if you want, you can just decrease a size for this to just decrease it to get a perfect result. But instead of that, I'm gonna just add it here. This is it. I just decreased it right now, and you can see we just create it. And you can see this is how to create it. You need to just change this matrix 3D to get a perfect for your div, but you must add the perfect number for this width and the height of your div, because of for example, a lot of height, you can see it's not good. You need to find what's your best for this div. I just find it for now. For example, this is it. Okay, I just created right now, and I can increase this light of this by increasing. You can see I just increase it, I just decrease it. Just like I said, you need to change a matrix 3D and keep change width and the height and this matrix 3D, and you're gonna find a best setting for this. Just like I created this, as you can see it, guys, it's beautiful, and yeah, I think this is good. I just copy this and paste it here. Okay, transfer. And let me. And now if you don't like this, guys, if you don't like this, I have another setting for this. So instead of this, I'm gonna just add a rotate to just show you. If you don't like this, you can see we have a lot of more first number. You can add this by adding a rotate, and you can add more, but I don't recommend it. So I'm gonna just add this just in case. If you don't like the first one that I created, you can add this, guys, and you can get this beautiful like a speaker, as you can see in this. If you want, you can add the light to just create it very beautiful. So I'm not gonna add the rotate. It's up to you if you want to add it, but this is it. This is everything you need to create it, guys. So now let's go to create a payment page. So I'm gonna start with a page 3. I'm gonna add it here. Let me just, okay, page 3. I'm gonna add first overflow hidden, because we get overflow, and I'm gonna explain why we get overflow for this. But now let me just add a padding 170 pixel 10% and 240 pixel 10%. Now let me just see what we need. So for this payment, I'm gonna first select this P and H1 H3 for this. If you see H3P, so I'm gonna add it here. I'm gonna first start with a payment H1. I'm gonna add, we don't need the max width. I'm gonna add none. Margin bottom, let me see, 30 pixel. Yeah, I think this is good. Yeah, now let me just add a payment P, because I don't want to add a margin bottom for this payment P, so I'm gonna add it here. Payment P, I'm gonna add margin bottom 0 pixel. So we just fix this problem. Okay, next one, I'm gonna add payment H3 to just add the font size 500. Okay, now let me just see what we need else. I'm gonna add the text, position relative in case we need it. Let me just add a pay here, display grid template column, repeat. Now for a line item center, let me just add a grid gap for this 50 pixel, position relative, and width. I think this is good. Okay, we just got it right now, guys, as you can see. Now let me just add a flex pay. I'm gonna add a flex section column for this, so I'm gonna call it here flex pay. Just I want to add a display flex and the flex section column, so I'm gonna add a grid gap. 35 pixels is enough. Okay, yes, I think this is good. Now let's go to style this box 1, box 2, box 3 by adding a background and a box shadow. So for this, let me just add a box 1, box 2, just start with a background. I'm gonna add this color for this, guys. This is a first box that I'm gonna just create right here, guys. This is the first box of this color of the background. Now let me just add a box shadow for this, and I'm gonna change a setting of this box shadow in inspect to get a nice and better in box shadow. The same color of this. Okay, this is a white. Okay, this is blue color, 0 pixel, 0 pixel, 16 pixel, and this color. Okay, let me just add the next color. Let me see what we need else. We have a lot of color. So for this inset, I'm gonna add 0, 0 pixel and 10 pixel. The color, let me add this, guys. For this color, last color for this inset, 5 pixel minus 6 pixel, I think. Let me see, 5 pixel, 70 pixel, okay. And let me add this color, guys. Yeah, this is good. So this is a good, I think, yeah. Just gonna copy this and paste it. Okay, so this is our box shadow of the first box. Let me just add the border radius, 20 pixel, and let me add the padding. Now let's see it. Okay, yeah, it's beautiful, very good. And let me add the width and the height for this, guys. So for this width and the height, I'm gonna add 275 pixel, and for this height, let me add 175 pixel. Okay, cursor pointer. Let me add a pointer. Okay, let me add a transition because I want to add the JavaScript for this. So I'm gonna add a transition for this, and I'm gonna add a cubic base here that I created here in inspect of this Chrome. Very good. Yeah, this is good for this number, guys. So let me, for now, guys, let me just add a comment for this. Okay, now it's working. Let me see. Add a comment. Okay, now it's good. And now let's go to color this box to box 3 and the box 4, as you can see it here. So for this box 2, box 3, box 4, I'm gonna add this background, guys. The color would be this. Okay, now let me just change this box shadow. I'm gonna add custom color. Let me see. Let me add this color for this first one. Okay, pink color. Okay, and the next color, let me add this. Okay, now let me just change a setting of this box too. So let me see what we need. We need to change this. This is good, but let me just change this. What's happened? Okay. 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 Yeah, I think this is good. So this is a box shadow that we need for this box 2, box 3, box 4. And I didn't change this because I want to undo it fast. We don't have a lot of time for this, guys. So sorry for this, guys. I just changed it very fast. Now for the box 5 and the box 6 and the box 7, I'm gonna add it here to change the color of the background. Gonna copy this, paste it. Okay. And let me see. The color of the inset, let me this color, guys. And for this, I'm gonna add this color. Okay. Let me see what we need for this, guys. So let me increase it. Let me change this. No, I think this is good. -5 and 2. Okay, yeah, I think this is good, guys. So this is a box 5 and the box 6, box 7 of this box shadow and this background. So let me just fix this. So we just created this box of this color. Let me just add the hover fast to just go to the next. So I'm gonna just add a hover here, copy this, paste it very fast to add a hover. Simple hover, as you can see, guys. So this is a simple, very simple hover, guys. And yeah, now next one. Now let me start to start the font and add a margin for this font of this inside of this box. So first I'm gonna start with a P of this styling, box 1P, box 2P, add a color, same white, font size 1.0 m, max width we don't need, margin bottom, I don't need a margin bottom, 0 pixel, and let me just add a margin top because it's here, as you can see, it's here. I'm gonna add a margin top. Let me add a 30 pixel. Yeah, this is it. So this is a box view font size. Now let me start to create a line of this, guys. So for this, I'm gonna start with a first line box 1. Gonna add a content empty, and I'm gonna just copy this, paste it. So I'm gonna just copy this, paste it for this background. Let me add the position absolute. So 50% left. Okay, let me add transform. Translate minus 50% minus 50%. Let me add the background. Let me just add the transparent. Okay. Let me see it. Oh, let me just add the width and the height, guys, to create it right now. Width, height, 40 pixels, the index minus 3, and the transition. Copy this, paste it. We don't need to change of this cubic Bezier, so just gonna add 0.5, yeah, 0.9.5. I'm gonna just add hover. Okay, it's not working. Oh, let me add this. Okay, now let's see it. We just created right here because, okay, let me just change the box shadow for this. The color, let be this color. Okay, so this is it, guys, as you can see. Let me add line 2, line 3 for this. So just gonna copy this, paste it. Line 6, I think 7, 8. We have 7, 8. Okay, and I'm just gonna fix this problem. So I'm gonna, for now, just adding a box click 1 to just see what's happening here, guys. I'm sorry. 7, we have a 7. Okay, let me just add a display none to see what's happening. Okay, let me just add a text to just display none to see what's happened. No, it's good. Yeah, I think this is good. I'm sorry for this, guys. So yeah, let me just, okay, now let's go to style line 2, line 3, the position and the background of the box shadow. So for this line 2, I'm gonna change this position. So this position, I'm gonna change it. The line 2, I'm gonna add 68% and the left 25%. Gonna add a rotate for this because I want to change a rotate of this. Okay, now let's see it, guys. So this is a line 2. Let's go to create a line 3, guys. Line 3, the top, let me add a 26% and the left 28%. Okay, let me add the rotate. So this is the next line. Now let's go to create a line of these guys, line of I'm sorry, the line of the 4, 5, 6, 7. So let's go the line 4, and I'm just gonna change the background and the box shadow. So let me just add it here, guys. First, let me change it. Okay, the left 16%, 60%. Same rotate. I need to change it for this the line box. Let me see. Yeah, I need to change it, but let me just change this box shadow for this, guys. So for this box shadow, here. Yeah, let me just add it here very fast. Okay, let me see it again. This is a line 4. Now let's go for the line 5 and the line 6. So for this line 5 and the line 6 and the 7, 8. Okay, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, change a number. 5, 6, 7, 8. Let me just change F5 to 37% of this top and 62%. And I'm gonna just change a rotate to 35 degree. Okay, and for this is line 6. Let me see. Yeah, we just got it right now. The line 6, let me just change the position of this top. 14% for this and the left, 58% for this left. Okay, no need for this rotate, delete it. Okay, it's now here. Okay, line 7 and the line 8. Let me see what we need for this line 7 and the line 8. For this line 7, I'm gonna just add a top 68% and left 61%. Okay, let me just add a rotate. Okay, next, the last one, let me just add the top 85% and left 62%. Okay, let me just delete it. Yep, we just created right now. This is everything you need to just create it. Now, if you see in the first video, guys, let me just show you. If you see in the first video, we just have here animation. If you just focus on this line, you can see it's animation. It's working right here. So I'm gonna add animation for this, and animation we're gonna use is box shadow for this, guys. It's simple, very simple. So I'm just gonna do it very fast. First, let me name it a shadow as box shadow. Is in out forwards infinite. Let me add the keyframes very fast to see what we need for this. Okay, the shadow. So for this shadow, let me see 0%. Now let me just add a line of this line 3 of this box shadow. So this is a first box shadow of the line 3 of this shadow. Just copy this, paste it for this 0% and 100% and 40%. Let me see what we need. I'm gonna change it in a 40% and 60%. So for this is 40%. Let me see. Let me just, you know what? Let me just see what we need for this animation, guys. So I'm sorry. So for now, as you can see, we have this box shadow. I'm gonna change it here for this 40%. Let me see what we need for this 40%, guys. Okay, this is a 40%, guys. Now for this 60%, I just add random for this. Copy this, paste it. Let me just add random. So let me see. Let me add this. Let me add this instead of that. Let me add 5 pixel. Let me add this. Yeah, okay. Let me add a minus, and for this, delete it. 8 pixel, 2 pixel, minus 30 pixel. Okay, 3 pixel. Delete this. Yep, I think this is too much. So this is our animation, as you can see it, guys, but it's working for this line 3 to just show you where is the line 3. This is a line 3. You can see this is animation working. So let me just add it for this line 2 and line 1. And now let's go to create a new animation for this box shadow of this line box 4. Name it shadow 2. I'm gonna name it shadow 2 for every this box. A shadow 2, and let me see. Let me change a second of this, guys. So for this, I'm gonna add. Let me add this for the box 1. Let me add a 7 seconds. Okay. Now for this box 4, guys. Box 4, I'm gonna add a 9 second. Box 5, I'm gonna add 9.5 seconds. Box 6, I'm gonna add a 10 seconds. And 10.5, I think this is good. Or 11, yeah, 10.5. Now let me just create a shadow to copy paste it here. And let me just hide this, guys. It's bad. Okay, shadow 2. Let me just copy this, paste it, the box shadow. For this 0%, 25%, and 75%, and 100%. It's the same box shadow, but I'm gonna change it in a 40%. So I'm gonna change it at random. -7. Okay. 20 pixel. Let me add this. This is good. Increase this. Let me add a pixel. -11. 12. This minus, and yeah, I think this is good for this 40%. Next one, let me just change it. I'm gonna just copy this, paste it, guys. So for this, I'm gonna just change a negative for this. Delete this. Okay. Delete this. Yeah. Delete this. 8 pixel. It's too much. Let me add a minus for this. I'm gonna delete this. I think 5 this. Okay. So this is our animation of the shadow 1 and the shadow 2, as you can see. Okay, now let's go to create a box icon. If you see here, you can see we have a box icon here. So I'm gonna add a box icon first, and then we go for the box click. Box icon, I'm gonna add with 100% height. Now let's go to create this box click. So I think we just create everything, and yeah, this is good, guys. Let me just fix this box click too fast for the JavaScript. So I'm gonna just add a position absolute, and I'm just gonna copy this, paste it. Let me add the width, height. Okay, let me a center, 50%, very good. Let me add border radius, 10 pixels, index -3, transition. And let me just add a transition, guys, for this, because we need a JavaScript for this. Okay, this is a transition. Let me change it to 1.1 second of this cubic base here. Okay, and let me add a 0.5 second. Very good. And I don't want to add opacity for now because I want to see it. So for now, I'm gonna add a display none for this box 1, 2, 3. Okay, to just see what's happened. Okay, let me just add a display none for the line to fix this problem. And okay, so this is a box click, as you can see. We just added this. Now let's go to create the next center box. I'm gonna add the same position absolute, the top 50%. Okay, let me add, copy the space set here. Okay, let me add display grid, and the grid can build column. Repeat to one of our line item center. Let me add the width. So we just create a center box. Now let's go to add a font size for this icon because I can see it. So let me just add the color and the font size. So box icon, I think, yes, box icon, ion icon. I'm gonna add it, color white, and font size. I'm gonna add, let me see, 10. Oh, this is too much. Yes. Let me see. Next, padding, 50 pixel. Okay, let me just add a position absolute to just be a center, just like it is a center box of this. Let me add a border radius, 50%. Let me add a width, 20 pixels. Now let me just turn on this circle that we just add a comment for this. Turn it on for everyone. we just created right now, guys, and add the animation of the shadow 2 here for this box icon to get a beautiful, let's be 5 seconds. You can see we get this animation for now. Now if you see here, I add this ID color 1, color 3. If you can see it right now, I want to add a box shadow, different box shadow for every circle that we created here. So the color 1, I'm gonna add, let me add this color. Where is it? Okay, I think this is it. Yep, let me add it here, the color 1. So this is our first color 1. You can see, guys, the color 2, let me just add it here. The color 2, let me change the background of this color 2 to this pink color. I think, yep, let me add this color. So just copy, paste it for the color 2. Now this is I think this is must be a color 1. I just forget about that. I'm sorry. Now it's good. As you can see, we just got it right now. Okay, let's continue, guys. So when we create a center box, let me see, center box, box icon, icon 1, color. Okay, what we need else? Delete it. Yeah, this is why this is happening. I'm sorry for this, guys, but as you can see, we just created. And if I just add opacity 0 to just show you why we get this error, and you can see, yeah, we fixed this problem, guys. And yeah, this is our box icon, and I just add a display I just add display none for this box click 2, box click 3, so you can see it here. But yeah, this is how to create this icon, as you can see. But for now, let's add opacity for this, guys. But because I need this for the JavaScript, we don't need it for now. Just add opacity 0 and just copy this, paste it. Okay, let me add it here. For example, delete this, we don't need this. Okay, and as you can see, and in the JavaScript, I add a function to tell a CSS when a user click on this, the box icon that I created here show up right here, guys. This is why I add for now opacity 0. So let's go. So for now, let's skip it. Just continue until we finish the CSS. Then we go for the JavaScript. Then we go for the media of the CSS. So this is everything you need to create this page. And this is a box 1, box 2, box 3. As you can see, a different box shadow, different box background. You can change it in this inspect if you want, but yeah, you can change it by this. Okay, if you don't like it for now. Okay, this is good. And yeah, I'm sorry, I just forget about this flex link. Yeah, I just forget about this. Okay, let me just add it here. Then we go for the black square. So for this flex link, flex, I'm gonna add a distance between the link of the A link, 150 pixel. Now let me just copy transition. Okay, copy this, paste it for this 0.9 second. We don't need the 1 second. Okay, this is good. 0.4 seconds. Okay, now let me just add the position absolute to be a center. Okay, now let me add the z-index because we need it, because this is a link. We need to add the z-index for this. Okay, now let's go to start the a link, guys. So flex a, 7 pixel for the top and the bottom, and the 60 pixel for the left and the right, guys. Execution be none, color be white, and yeah, color be white, position relative to create a buffer for this transition. Let me add a scene, simple transition, guys, for the radius 20 pixel. So yeah, as you can see it, but for now let me just add the background to see. Background transparent, box shadow. I'm gonna add it very fast. Okay, this is our box shadow, guys, as you can see it. Now let me just add the font size. Let me just add a big font size for this, 1.5 rem. This is good. As you can see, we just create this flex link. When user click on this, when you user click on this, we have a buy option and we have a back option. To when you user click on the back option, everything is set to these boxes, guys. So now let me hide it. I'm gonna add opacity 0. Very simple. Okay, copy the black square of this about that I created here, copy paste it here. Okay, now let me just add it. Okay, black square 2. What we need, I'm gonna add a pixel for this. Let me add the top 50% to be a center. Transpose y be a minus 50%. Okay, this is good for now. Okay, yeah, this is good for now. And let me see the box shadow. That background be transparent. The same box shadow, I think. Yeah, I think this is the same box shadow. And for the width and the height, I'm gonna change it in inspect. So now, let me add, instead of minus, I'm gonna add, okay, this is good. Now let me just increase width and the height. So I'm gonna just see what we need. Yeah, I think this is good, guys. Let me just, there we go. Yeah, there we go. I think this is it. Yeah, I think this is it. We just need to change this box shadow, but yeah, we just create it right now, guys. Let me just fix this box shadow for now. Let me see. Let me decrease it 5%. Yeah, I think. Let me decrease this. Okay, now it's good. Very good now. Let me increase. Okay, let me increase this. Too much. There we go. So this is how to get this black square that I name it here, guys. If you think the Matrix 3D is hard and it's not good, just don't use it and just go for the JavaScript. I think JavaScript is better and it's easier from this, or using image instead of this. But I love using CSS for adding an image, adding background, adding something different from other website. So this is how to create it. I use a Matrix 3D for this tutorial, guys, and hope you learn something from this Matrix 3D. Hope you guys learn it and using it. But yeah, let's keep going. Okay, copy paste it. Let me just, and I'm gonna explain how to create a light, just like I said in the first video. I'm gonna explain everything. So for now, let me just finish this page. So yeah, I think this is everything for needs. Oh, we have a lot of more grid. Yeah, this is a text. So you know what, I'm gonna add outside of this grid of this pay. I'm gonna add it here, guys. So let's see. Yeah, we just fixed this problem very fast. And yeah, this is everything you need to create this payment page. We just create everything for the JavaScript, and we just need to add a JavaScript to just add a more animation for this box. User click on this, you get a data and get information of this, everything we need. So this is everything you need to create this payment page. I hope you learn it. I hope you love it. Yep, let's go. The next one is a contact page, and this is a comment page. So let me go to the contact page. So for this contact page, so I'm gonna add first a contact display grid template column, repeat to one of our items, center, and grid gap 50%. Little distance. Okay, very good. And let me just add the company, just like for the, I think, comment or comment company. I'm sorry, company. Let me add the company. Okay, yeah, we just created right now. You can see it, guys. Very simple. Let's go next. Now let's go to start at this form first. So I'm gonna add a form, and I'm gonna add display flex section column to be a next line. Let me add the grid gap 50 pixel, margin 0, item, and the position relative. Okay, now let me just create a background for this. If you've seen the first video, I just create a background like a window of this. If you've seen the first video, it's beautiful. I'm gonna create it right here. So we name it Windows Windows BG. Yes, I'm gonna add it here. It is Windows BG. Okay. Okay. First, I'm gonna add the content. Empty position absolute to be a center. Top 50%, left 65%. You know what? Let me just copy from this payment page. So the background, I'm gonna copy this, paste it for this, and I'm gonna change it. But let me see the background. Let be this color first. Okay, this is our background. The box shadow, this color. Okay, next color, I'm gonna add this color. Okay. Yeah, I think I need to add the width and the height. So let me just let me add the 5 pixel minus 6 pixel. Okay, let's see what's gonna happen. Let me add now width, height. Yeah, I think this is good. Just need to add the transform translate to just be a center of this form, guys. Transform translate minus 50% minus 50%. Yep, this is good. Yeah, I think this is good for now. Let me just add the index minus 3. Just see happen. And why just add a left for this, I'm gonna explain, because we're gonna use a matrix 3D instead of a translate Z. So I'm gonna add the matrix 3D, be like this windows if you see it. So what we need for this, let me see. No, yeah, this is it, guys. As you can see it, this is good, and yeah, I think this is good. Okay, just add it. Let's go next. Let me add this transition of this cubic here. Yeah, I need to add animation, but let me just add the border radius. 5 pixels is good. Okay, let me just add animation. The shadow too, I'm gonna add, or the shadow. Let me see what's gonna happen. So no, let me just add the shadow too. Yeah, this is good, guys. So I'm gonna add 10 seconds. This is good. Okay. Okay, now let me just add the form before for this. I want to create a line. I'm gonna just copy this, paste it here. So the top be a 50%, left be a 50%, be a center, guys. I don't need the background or the box shadows, so gonna delete it for now. Yeah, I think. But I need this matrix for this, so just keep it. Let me add width 62%, height 8 pixel, the index minus 3, filter blur 8 pixel. Okay, I'm gonna just keep changing it to see what's. Oh, yeah, it's too much. 0.5, I think this is good. Yeah, this is good. This is a light color of this text. This is a light color. So we just add the filter blur for this, and I think I need to add something more. Okay, I'm just gonna add this, guys, for this form. I think this is good for now. I'm gonna add it, but I'm gonna style this input to see what's gonna happen for now. So now let's go to style this input and text area and button. So I'm gonna add width 300 pixel, padding 15 pixel, box shadow. I'm gonna just copy this, paste it for this box shadow. Change it 5 pixel, good. 9 pixel, okay. Minus, this is good. We just add the background of this color, okay. Black color, border radius. Let me add the border, 2 pixel solid, and add this color. Yeah, okay. Let's see the. Let me just add the color white. And I think we have too much, so where's the font before? Okay, this is it. I'm gonna add this. You can add more if you want, but I didn't like it. So if you see, I just gonna add more light for this, and you can see it's like this. And if you don't like using animation for this, you can add a box shadow instead of that. So for example, let me just show you quick how to create a light for your animation for your website. Very simple, it's not that hard. So let me just show you. For example, if I add this color instead of the animation, so what's gonna happen? You can see it's here, guys, but don't add inset, or just add this inset, a simple inset, and I don't recommend using too much for this. You can add it height, but I don't like this, so I'm gonna add, for example, more this, or instead of that you can add this, you can add more this, you can add, oh, the upside, it's okay, you can see it's here, and yeah, you can add more, but yeah, it's up to you if you don't like using animation. If I just remove this, you can see it's not beautiful. This is why I add the filter blur, to just hide this and just be like a light color, to show the text. And you can add the custom box shadow for yourself if you want. You can add the custom animation. So I'm just gonna stick with this animation. Let me 9 seconds. Okay, let me see. Shadow 2. So as you can see, this is an input, and we just created this. Let me just start the text area. It's not beautiful. So the text area I'm gonna add here, I'm gonna add height for this text area, 250 pixel, for the radius 20 pixel. Okay, and let me just style this button because I want to add font size for this, guys, 1.3 rem. Okay, to see, yes, this is good. Yeah, now let's go to let me see what we need us. Okay, now let me see what we need us. So the contact we just created right now, and now let's go for the comment. Just okay, now let's go for the comment, guys, we just created, guys. So for this comment, so this is our contact page. As you can see, guys, this is fair and this is beautiful, nice, and yeah, I think this is good for now. Now, before to go to the comment page, let me just create this line. I just forget about this, I'm sorry. And let me see. Okay, Windows video. Okay, now let me just add a before and after, just like I said. So for this before and after, I'm gonna add a before, but let me start with the after for now. So for this after, just copy this, paste it, copy this, paste it. Okay, top 50%, left 50%. Okay, let me transfer, no need to do this. Okay, delete this. So let me add the width 100% and the height 3 pixel. Let me add animation for this to see what's gonna happen. I need to refresh this. Open live server. I'm sorry. Okay, sorry guys. Now let's see it. Yep, we just created this line in the center. Now just copy this, paste it, and just add a rotate to be a 90 degree for this rotate. So just copy this, just like I said, and paste it. I'm gonna add it before. Okay, the position be the same, let's change it, but let me just see what we need this. Just like I said, I add a rotate 90 degree. Now let's see it. Okay, it's now here. Let me decrease left for this 45%. Yep, now it's center. Now let me just increase it. You know what, let me just increase it in inspect. Okay, let me see. Okay, let's go. Increase it. So turn it off, please. Okay, yeah, I think this is good. So width, let me add this number, guys. So this is our width. No, it's not good. So I'm gonna add this left, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna add this left, guys. I think this is good. So just add this 43% for this left. Now just no need for the hover, just skip it for now. Let's go for the comment page. So for the comment page, okay, let me add it here, guys. So after this, I'm gonna add the comment. Just add the padding. I'm gonna add the 25 pixel, 250 pixel, okay, 10%, and 170 pixel, 10%. Position relative. Wait a minute. Oh, it's a position 2. Let me just add it here. Position 1 and the position 2, I think. Yes, position 1, position 2. And I want to create position absolute to be just like the same line of this first comment. As you can see it, this is why I want to add a position absolute. So here I'm gonna add a position 1 and the position 2 just to add the position absolute and see what's gonna happen. Yep, we get this. As you can see it, it's the same line. Now let me just add width 8%. Okay, we just fixed this icon. Now let's go to next. Okay, now let's go to start the comment, but before that let me just add a Windows BG2. I think this is the same, but need to change something from this. So let me see what we need. Oh, let me see what we need to change it. So I'm gonna add here Windows BG2. Here I'm gonna add width, it's too much. Let me add height 350 pixel, and let me add the left. So I'm gonna add the left 50% to be the same because we just add. Okay, this is a fair enough. You don't need to change it for now. Just keep going for now. And I have a Windows text, as you can see it. I want to add a width for it and the height. Yeah, I want to add width and height, so I'm gonna add here Windows. Let me add width and the height. So the width, let me add the 650 pixel, height bi2, and let me see, position relative, padding 30 pixel. Okay, yep, we just created this, as you can see it. Now let's go to create a line between these. So as we just added here, I'm gonna add for this, and I'm gonna just keep changing for this. So let me just add it. Okay, now let me add a before for this, and for this after. There we go. There we go. Now let me just, I think this is a before, that is a problem. So let me just see in inspect Windows BG, before and after. Okay, this is a before. Let me see. I'm gonna add 100%. I think this is good. Let me decrease it too much. Decrease, decrease, decrease. Increase. Okay. Okay, this is good, guys. So now just add it here. Windows before. Just add it here very fast to go next. Windows 2 BG before. Okay, BG2 before. Okay, now we fixed this problem. Let's go next. Now let's go to start this icon. I want to add a circle, arrow animation. So first let me just style it very, very fast. So I'm gonna cut it. Okay, this is too much. I'm gonna add it here, box icon to ion icon. I'm gonna add the color white. Font size, I'm gonna add 8.0. I want to be a bug. Rem. Very good. It's good. Let me add the padding. 40 pixel. Let me add the box shadow. I'm gonna copy this, paste it for this box shadow, guys. This is our box shadow of this. I'm gonna add the border radius to be a circle, guys, very fast. So the border radius 50%, and I'm gonna add the position absolute. So position absolute, I want to be a center. Just copy this, paste it very fast. Copy this, paste it here. You need this. Where is it? There we go. Paste it. We need the matrix 3D. Delete it. Very good. Let me see what we need. This. Okay. So this is a box icon too. This is good. Very enough. And yep. And let me see why this has happened. So for now, let's keep this position of this box icon. let's go to create an arrow for this. So as we name it for this is box arrow, I'm gonna call it here after, let me just call it here. Let me just copy this, paste it. I'm sorry, it's too much. Okay, it's a comment page for now. Okay, no problem with this, just skip it. Okay, now it's good. Now let me just add a box arrow, just like I said. Box arrow, I'm gonna add width, height, let me add position relative. Now, yeah, I think it's fixed. Yep, as you can see, we just fixed this problem. Everything looks fine. And now let me just, okay, now let me just create a circle arrow. So here I'm gonna add a circle arrow to just show you what we need. 400 pixel height, 300 pixel position, absolute. So just copy this, paste it to be the center of this, guys. And now let me just add animation, routine. Okay, let me add routine, 4 second, linear, forwards, infinite. So this is our animation, but before that, let me just create a before and after to just add the animation. So for this before and after, I'm gonna copy this, content empty, position absolute. So just copy this, paste it for now. Copy this, paste it here. So the position, let be at top, be at 23%, 67% for the left. Transform be same, I need to change it. Let me add a rotate, 90 degree for this before, guys. And yep, let me add width and height now. Width 150 pixel, height 150 pixel. Okay, this is it. Let me add a border top and then border top left radius. So we don't need the box shadow and the background. Just edit it. Border top 2 pixels solid and the color, let me add this. Here we go. And now let me just add border top left radius. Border top left radius 500 pixel. There we go. We just create a first circle as you can see it. Let me just change this color to this color. Yeah, it's beautiful now. Okay, just copy this, paste it for the after. And let me add the border bottom right radius. Okay, it's here. Let me just change this position. So let me just add the top 75% instead of that, and the left 32%. Let's see what's gonna happen. It's here, guys. Now let's go to add animation. So just like I add this routine, I'm gonna add the keyframes for this animation. Keyframes routine, as always we name it for the website, 0% and 100%. Okay, let me add the transform, translate, and add the rotate for this. So rotate, I'm gonna add here rotate 0 degree as a 0%, 100% rotate minus 360 degree. Yep. Let's go to create a next circle, next arrow as we name it. So I'm just gonna copy this, very simple, just gonna copy this, paste it here. Now just add a style to just copy this first animation, and instead of the forwards I'm gonna add reverse here. So just add a reverse now, and let me see the size of this. We added this size, let me just increase it here, guys. So after this I'm gonna add width, be a 600 pixel, and height 400 pixel. As you can see, we just created right now. Now let's go to create animation, guys, for this comment to just keep swiping between the first comment to the second comment to the third comment. So instead of the JavaScript, I'm gonna use a CSS for this, guys. But if you don't like it, just skip it. You can use a swiper for your swipe between this. Just skip a minute, and then we go for this footer. We just style it and we finish it. Let's go. Before to start the CSS to add animation, let me just add quick ID for this. So we have this Windows text. I'm gonna add ID simple name left side for this because I want to add animation inside of this. And just copy this for this position 2. Add it here, name it left side 2. And for this box arrow, I'm gonna add ID right side, which is this, to go for the right side. Okay, right side 2 for this, and for this I'm gonna add right side, right side 1. Okay, each one have a different animation, so let's go to create animation for this. So let me start with a Windows text. I'm gonna add animation. The first left, which is a first left one, 15 second linear forwards and infinite. So for this keyframes of the left one, I'm gonna add a 0% and a 29%. Let me add, just copy this, paste it. Okay, 29%, 30%, and 99%, and 100% for this animation. So I'm gonna explain everything. Just let me just add it here. So we have opacity 1 as usual for this Windows text first one. Okay, and I'm gonna add the transform translate 0 pixel for this translate X. I want this animation have this opacity 1 in this 29%, but when animation reach in this 30%, I want the opacity 0. Okay, and I'm gonna add left, and I'm gonna add left for this, which is a translate X, to just hide it. Very simple. And again, I'm just gonna copy this, paste it till 99%. I wanted this opacity be 0, but when animation reach 100%, I wanted this opacity be 1. Very simple animation. So just copy this, paste it for the second animation, left 2, left 3, to just see what's gonna happen. Okay, let me just hide this. This is our first left. Now for this left side, let me just add it very fast. Left side, I'm gonna add animation, left 2, and left 3, 2. Okay, left side 2, let me just add a left 3. Okay, now for this left 2, what we need, I want this, instead of this, I want a 31% be opacity. Let the opacity be a 0 and a 0%, and let be a minus 30 pixel to be a left, not to be a left for now, and just copy this, paste it for this left 2. Okay, now I want in a 32%, I want to be opacity 1. This is a second comment, which is opacity 0, guys. So I just hide it for now, but when animation reach in a 32%, I want to be opacity 1 to just show the next comment, and I want this transit X be a 0 pixel to show it for user. Just copy this. Let me just add 70% and 69%, guys. So we need this. Just copy this, paste it, and now hide it in 70% until the 100%. Why I add this? Because I want to add a left side, which is a left 3. I want to be 99% to just show it for the 99%, not a 70%. So you can see the next comment come up. Okay, I'm sorry, let me just add this to fix this problem. Okay, yep, let's go for the left side of the left 3. Now let me just copy this, paste it here to just add it very fast. 0%, we have opacity 0 as usual for the comment 3. We don't need to change it. Let me this translate X, no need to change it. But now add a 71%. We hide it in a 70%, but I want in a 71% be opacity 0, and in a 72% be opacity 1. Show it. Very simple. Okay, and now let me add this 97%. 97%, or yeah, 97% until 98% of this. I'm gonna add this opacity 1 in this. Okay, and in 98%, I'm gonna hide it just like you see here. Very simple. Now let's see it, guys. This is the whole animation of this. As you can see, this is a second number and this is a third number. And now let's add for this. And now let's just add for this right side of the left. So For the right side, that's I think the box arrow. Yeah, this is a box arrow. So let me just copy this, paste it for the box arrow to just add a style in the right side. Okay, where is the box arrow? Here we go. Just add box arrow, which is a right one, and let me copy this, paste it, all of them. Just copy this, paste it for this. Where is the box arrow? Okay, I'm gonna hide it for now for this. Hide it, and let me just copy this. Right side one, copy, paste it in this. Okay, this is the right one, guys. Let me assign when to change it. Let be 30%. Let be a 30 pixel instead of this 30 pixel. I want to be a right size, guys. And for this right 2, let be a 30 pixel instead of minus 30 pixel, because I want to be a right size, guys. Very simple animation. Okay. Now right 3, and now let me just add ID right side, which is this, right 2 and right 3. Yep, this is everything. I need to create this animation, guys, but let me see. Okay, the right side one, I'm sorry, guys. Now I think this is fixed. As you can see, we just this fixes this problem. Yep, yeah, I think we fixed this problem. But let me just add arrow for this, guys. So let me just copy this, paste it. Where is it? Copy this, paste it. For the let me see, circle arrow, and next animation, circle out. So this is a comment page. We add animation instead of JavaScript, or instead of swiper. I just add my animation for this. I hope you never mind it. Hope you never get mad for this if you don't understand this. Just like I said, skip it, use a swiper for this. But now this is a comment, and this is our content page. Last one is a footer page. Let's go to finish it, and then we go for the JavaScript to just explain how to use a JavaScript for this, guys. Then we go for the media of the CSS for this phone and the tablet. Let's go. Footer page, I'm gonna add here the style of this footer. So for this footer page, very simple. Let's do it fast to just keep going. Okay, first let me just hide this text on mobile. So I'm gonna add here text on mobile. I'm gonna add it here, position absolute, top 32%, left 58%. Okay, width 620 pixel, is index 3. Now this is good for now. You can see we just fix it for now. Now let me just add ID for this, guys. So let me add it here, or SQ text, or we have a class for this, I'm sorry. So let me call it here SQ text. I want to be SQ, and I want to add a scale to just be a small, this size. So we need to add a transform. First, let me just add a scale to be a small. Let me see if this is good. Yes, this is good. Okay, now let me just add a SQ for this text. Okay. Yeah. But first I need to create a card to see it's good or not. So let me just first copy this for now and continue. Now let me just create a text mobile for this card, just like we created here before. So let me just copy this, paste it instead of creating this. And I'm gonna just copy this, paste it for now to see what we needed here. Let me see. Okay, we just created right now. Let me just add a transform. Let me see. Let me just add a left. Okay, top, let me add a 55% to be a center. Okay, yep. Now let me see more what we need else. Let me add width 200 pixel, height 300 pixel. Okay, let me add the border radius 20 pixel, and let me add the animation, guys, for this. So the animation, what is the animation of the shadow? So let me just add animation shadow to 9 seconds, and let me add this in out forwards infinite. So let me just hide this. I don't like it. Here we go. We don't need the background and the box shadow. Delete it because we add this animation. Let me just fix it. And I think we don't need this rotate. Let me just add, instead of that, let me just add the translate to be a center in here. Translate minus 50%, minus 50%. Here we go. Okay, no problem. Now let's go to change a setting of this skew. So okay, first view, and this, I think I added too much. Yeah, now it's good, guys. So just copy this, paste it, let be a same, just like this skew. So just copy this, paste it, be a same. Very good. This is our card as you can see it, and I'm gonna create a light for now. Let me just start this, then we go for the light. Okay, now let me just create a circle. If you see in the first video, we added 2 circles, so let me just show you real quick. You can see I added 2 circles here. I just want to create it right now. It's like falling to this card. It's beautiful animation. I hope you love it. So I'm gonna add it here right now very fast. Let's go to create it. I name it a circle rotate here. Okay, circle rotate. Let me first add the width and the height, position absolute to be a center, just like we want it to be a center. Okay, let me add the 56% left, 47%. We don't need the skew, delete it. There we go. Next, let me add the width and the height. Then we go for the before and after. Okay, let's go for the before. So for this before, let me add a content empty position absolute. So just copy this, paste it for now. Okay, content empty position absolute, top minus 15%, left minus 14%. Okay, let me add remove this skew, we don't need it. Let me add the width and the height, 80 pixel, and now let me see what we need else. So you know what, I'm gonna add animation instead of the box shadow. Yep, let me just add the border radius 15%, and let me add this index minus 2. Okay, let me just create animation for this, guys. So animation, I'm gonna name it ball, 8 seconds, and the cubic bezier. Next one. Okay, this is our cubic bezier for this animation, forwards infinite. Okay, but before that, let me just create it for the after very fast. Then we go for the ball. Okay, let's be a 70 pixel instead of that, small size, and I'm gonna change the top minus or 10%. Okay, and this be a minus 10% and minus 90%. Fair enough. I think this is okay. Where is it? Let me just copy this box shadow, paste it for this circle. Okay, paste it here for this, paste it here. Okay, Now let me just add a background very fast. Okay, now let's see it. So this is our box shadow. It's a very simple box shadow, but yep, let me just increase it pretty fast. Okay, now it's good, guys. Now for this animation of the balls, first let me just create in keyframes. Ball 0% and copy paste it 25%, 15%, and I think 75%. Let me see. Okay, so 25%, 15%, and this be 55% instead of 75% and 100%. So what I want to add here, I want to add a matrix 3D to just like be a fall line to this card. So how to create it? First, let me just copy this paste it here, the ball. Okay, just copy this paste it. Let me add opacity 0 to just hide it, and this be opacity 0. Okay, this is good. This is good for now. Now let me just add it. Let me see. Opacity 1. Let me just hide it. Okay, let me just add it here to see what's the best matrix for this. So matrix 3D, the fourth number, I think. Let me see. Okay, this is the fourth number. There we go. Let me add 0. Yeah, this is good. This is good. Let me change. Okay, this is it. Let me change. Yeah, here we go. But it's too much. So let me decrease the size. Here we go. This is a fallen of these balls. Now just copy it, paste it. So for these guys, and for this, and for this. You can see we just created for now, but I'm gonna add opacity 1. Let me just show you what's gonna happen now. Opacity 1 for this animation, opacity 1 for this animation, and opacity 1 for this animation. So you can see we just created, but I want to change left and the size, so I'm just gonna increase this instead of adding left and the right. So in a 25%, I want this 250% for the left and minus 250%. Okay, let me this. Okay, and yep, I think this is good. Now let's see it, guys. So this is our animation, guys. As you can see it, we just created, and let me just the time of this. I want this be a 6 seconds, and now let's see it, guys. A very beautiful animation, like a fallen. I think we missed something. So in a 55%, I want the opacity 0, guys. So you can see. Okay, there we go. Opacity 0. There we go. Very beautiful animation. Let's go next, guys. Now let's go to style this flex footer. I'm gonna add display flex and the margin top 150 pixel. Okay. Now let's go to add cool to add the display flex and the flex action column for the A-link. Column margin 0 pixel, 150 pixel, 0 pixel, 0 pixel. Okay, and yep, let's go to style A-link. So cool A-link. Okay, let me see. So I'm gonna just copy this preset, font size, everything we need for this. Just copy this preset for this. Okay, text regression by none. Let me just add the font size, the color first. Let me just add the color. This color, okay. Expand C0, okay. I think 6F1. Okay, this is a column. Let me add the margin button, 10 pixel, and text selection be none. Font size be 1.2. Okay, font weight no need, color no need, deleted. Yep. Let me add a transition. Let me add a transition. Okay, let's see it. Here we go. Okay, and so the cool not working. Yes, I think we have a problem. Pixel. Okay, now it's working, guys. So let's go to create a hover first. First hover, I'm gonna add a scale for this, guys. Hover, simple hover, color, ghost white, and transform scale 1.2. Okay, let me add the last for the copyright. Padding 0 pixel 10%. Now let's go for the copyright to add the position relative copyright. I think, let me see, last copyright text. Okay, copyright text doesn't matter. Copyright text, position relative. Okay, let's go to create a buffer for this. I want to create a line, so just copy this, paste it. Let me add the width and the height, but first let me just add the top minus 15%, left 50%. Okay, translate minus 50%. Okay, good. Now for the width and the height, I want the 100%, left be 2 pixel. Okay, let's go to add the box shadow for this. So the box shadow, I'm gonna add this. No need to add the background for this, guys, for now. Okay, this is good. Let me add the border. We don't need the border, but I'm gonna add border radius 50%. Yeah, just for fun. Yeah, the index one. Here we go. This is everything we need to create this footer. Let's go to create a light, and I'm gonna explain how to use the JavaScript first. So for this light that we created here, let me just show you guys. For this light, let me add it here, light. So for this light, I'm gonna add the content, empty, position offset, top be a minus 20%, left be a 0%, okay, width be a 62%, height 80 pixel. Okay, this is good, guys. Now let me add a transform, translate, and matrix 3D again. This is why we need this matrix 3D. But first, let me just add the z-index minus 3, and let me add the animation of the shadow. Copy this, paste it for this light. So you can see it's here, guys. As you can see it, guys. Now let's go to use a transform and the matrix 3D. So first, let me just add translate. Okay. Now it's center. Very good. Let me see what we need. Okay, let me just add a matrix to show you what we need for this matrix 3. This is the fourth number. I'm gonna add 0.005. Okay, we just created right now. I want to use rotate, guys. So first, let me just see what we need else. Everything looks fine. Yep. Now let's go to use rotate. So for this rotate, I'm gonna use 29%, guys. 29%. So this is our light, as you can see. So now let me just show you how to create a light. Just add minus. You can see we just created right now. It's good, it's not bad. Okay, now how to hide it? Just add a filter blur, add 80 pixel. So this is our light, as you can see in the first video. It's not bad. I forget about the filter blur, 8 pixel. So this is how to create it. Okay, we need a background, guys. So the background, let me just add it here. I'm gonna add a background, and the index I'm gonna add for this text mobile, guys. And here we go. This is everything we need to create this. This is our light, and you can move it right now from the top. Yep. Yeah, you can move it. This is good, guys. Hope you love it. Hope you learn it, how to use it. And I'm gonna use a JavaScript from the scroll bar. When you use a scroll down, you can see the lights showing up. But yeah, this is how to create this light, how to create this swiper with animation of the CSS. Hope you enjoy it, guys. And yeah, this is everything you need to create it. Let's go for the JavaScript. Okay, we just create everything for the CSS. Now let's go to start the JavaScript. But first, let me just show you what we need. First, just add a script of this src, and just create a JavaScript for your folder. And if you just add it, let's go to the JavaScript. So in JavaScript, guys, now I don't want to use ID for this, guys. So instead of that, I'm gonna use a query selector to just call it this, for example, this div, to call it in JavaScript instead of using ID for this. So for example, let me just show you. We have a 7 box for this payment page, as you can see it. So as we name it, a box 1, box 2, box 3, I'm gonna use a query selector for this. So let me just name it. So let me just create it right now in JavaScript. First, let's start with a box 1. I'm sorry. And box 1. So now let me just copy this, paste it. 7 box. Okay, next thing I want to add it here to call it is this background. Yes, I'm gonna just call this background that we have a black square too. So let me just find it. Okay, yes, this is a black square. Let me just call it here very fast. Okay, next let's go to just call this that we just created for this icon, this box. Let me see, this box click that we created for this icon and this 3 circle. So I'm just gonna name it in JavaScript. Copy this, paste it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So last thing I want to call it in a JavaScript is this line that you just created. I want to just hide it when you user click on this box. So let me just copy this, paste it very fast. Line box 1. Okay, very good. Okay, now before to create a function, let me just add onClick inside this HTML. So now just add onClick for this box 1, box 2. So I'm just gonna add it here, onClick. And let me just name it page 1, page 2, page 3 for this onClick. For this box 2, page 2, box 3, page 3, and the box 4, page 4. Let me just do it fast. Okay, and last thing before we go for this JavaScript, let me just add here the onClick for this back option as a back option to just reset it. So I'm just gonna name it back page. Now let's go to the JavaScript, guys. So first I'm gonna start with a page one, guys. Function page one, function page one. So for this page one, I'm just gonna add it here, this box one, and I'm gonna just add a class list add. I'm name it bg1, and I'm gonna show you what we need for this styling. So let me just continue, guys. So we are just add this bg1 for now. Now let me just call a box2 to add a style for this as a Java CSS. I'm gonna add, let me see, box2. So now I'm just gonna copy this transition. I need this transition, and now let me just first I'm gonna add a transform for this, guys, and I'm gonna add a translate x because I want to hide it to the right side, guys, if you understand this. So I'm gonna add a number of 650 pixel to go to the right, and now let me just add opacity 0 to hide it. Then I'm gonna add a transition for this. So for this transition, I'm gonna change it. Instead of this, guys, it's a two facet this transition. I'm gonna add this 0.9. okay, and let me add this cubic pz, that's okay, but let me just add a more number, 0.2 seconds. Now let's see it. For now this is a page one. You can see I think this is transform, and the translate x doesn't work. Oh yes, now let me see it. You can see we just hide it to the right. Now let's do the same to the box 3, box 4, box 5. Let me just do it, guys. So let me just, okay, this is good. 4, 5, 6, 7. Just name it box 4, box 3, box 5, box 6, 7. Okay, we don't have 8. Okay, now let's see it, guys. So as you can see, we just hide it. Now let me just hide this line. So instead of adding opacity for this, I'm gonna add a width for this line. So let me just name it very fast. Line box, line box. Okay, line box 1. I'm gonna add a style. So if you see here, for this line, I'm just gonna show you. So we have this. This width, as you can see it. But if I just decrease it, you can hide it with this width. So I'm gonna just add a width 0 pixel. Now let's see it, and let me just add a box 2, box 3. Let me call it all of this line 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Okay, now let's see it, guys. As you can see, we just hide this line, and I think this transition of this line, it's not good. So let me see. I'm gonna fix it later, but now let me just continue, guys. So we just hide it, and let me just add this flex link that we hide it. Let me just show it right now in a flex link. I'm gonna add here flex link style. Just add opacity to just show it. Opacity 1. Let me add a cursor point. And you can see we just show it right now. Okay, this is good. And you may ask why I add this cursive pointer. Because if I add a cursive pointer in a CSS, that means if a user have a hover for this mouse that have a cursor pointer. So this is why I added this cursor pointer to this JavaScript. But just in case to show you what's gonna happen, let me just show you very fast. If I add this cursor pointer, you can see, I'm sorry. And you can see, guys, it's cursor pointer. This is why I don't add it in a CSS. I want to add it in this function. Okay, now let me just add a black square very fast. Class list. I'm gonna add, and I name it BS for this. Okay, this is good. And now let me just show the first box click that we hide it is this icon that we just hide it, opacity 0. Let me just show it right now. Box click 1, I'm gonna add a style, and I'm gonna just add opacity, copy this, paste it. Okay, this is good. Let me see it, guys. You can see we just show this icon, as you can see it, guys, and we can just resizing in a media. So just let me just finish this JavaScript. So now we just create this icon and this link, and I want this box 1 that just I name it, that I just name it here and just add a class this for this. I want to the CSS. First, I'm just gonna add a background onset, box shadow onset, and I'm gonna add a scale to become big and have this text for this icon. So let's do it in this CSS. So let me just go to the payment. Okay, let me just name it here, comment Java script or Java CSS. So I'm just gonna name it Java CSS. As we name it BG1, that we just add a style of this BG1 class list. I'm gonna add it here. So for this BG1, guys, I'm gonna add a transform first, a scale 2.0. I'm gonna add a background onset, box shadow onset, to just remove the box shadow and the background, and I'm gonna just add a transition for this. So let me just see, just copy this, paste it for this, and I'm gonna add 2 seconds, 0.2 seconds. Okay, this is good. Let's see it. So now, as you can see it, let me just show you. You can see we just increase it. But the first problem is when the box become big, it's gonna change the position. I'm just gonna add the transform translate for this. And another problem is this hover, that we just add the hover for this. If you remember, in a box 1, I add the hover. I added this hover box 1 hover. You can see I added this scale. So this is why this problem happened. And to fix this problem is very simple. First, let me just add, copy this, paste it, add hover to fix this problem, guys. Now, if you see this, guys, you can see we fixed this problem of the hover. And now let me just add a translate X to just fix this position. Okay, I'm gonna add a translate X. Yes. Okay, so this is a first box. I think this is not good. Let me see the page 1. Let me just fix this. Okay, so this is our page 1, as you can see it, guys. And yes, this is our page 1. I'm just gonna add it here. There we go. Now let's go to the box. Now let's go to the other box, and let me just add this. Now for this other box, I'm just gonna copy this, paste it very fast. Page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5, page 6, page 7. Now let me just change a name first of the function. Page 2, page 3, page 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm gonna add this for this, and let me see. Okay, this is a box 2. I'm gonna add a page 2, and I'm just gonna copy this style, add it for this box 1, guys. Okay, this is our page 2. Now next, I think, yes, let me just add the box click, opacity B1. Very good. So this is our page 2. We just created very fast. And now for this, let me just copy this, paste it for this page 3, BG3, and I'm just gonna copy this, paste it for this. Very simple. Next, okay, next. Copy this, paste it to the page 4. BG4, copy style and paste it for this. To fix this problem, and this is a page 4, box click 4, okay. Copy this, paste it for the page 5, box 5 and BG5, BG5, copy style, paste it for this. Okay, next. Page 6, okay, copy this, paste it. Very good. And let me see. This is a box click 5, box click 6. Okay, this is good. Box click 7. Copy this, paste it. This is good. And here we go. We just got all of this page of the page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, but we just need to add it in this CSS. Now, before to go for the CSS, let me just create fast the back option that we just created right now for this back page. So let me just copy this, paste it for this back page. Yeah. So for this back page, what we're gonna need to add is this. Let me just copy this, paste it here, and just add remove these classes that we added for these pages, guys. So just add for all of these boxes. Copy paste it. Okay. Now let me just name it box 2, box 3. All of that box that we add the class list, I'm just gonna remove it when you use a click on the back option. Okay. 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 Now, instead of adding width, now let me just add onset to tell a JavaScript when you use a click on the back option, the width that we added in a 0 pixel, I want to delete it. So I just want to add onset for this. It's enough for all of that. Just gonna copy. Okay. So this is our back option, and let me see. Let me just add a 0 to just hide it. Remove this cursor pointer or cursor default. Let me add, okay, as a normal. Very good. And let me add a transition, guys, because we get a bad animation for this JavaScript. So I'm gonna just add 0.7 second for this. Okay, let me see. Okay, this is good. Remove. And now for this box click, let me just add opacity 0 first, and let me just add a transition to just hide it very fast. Instead of cubic bezier, I'm gonna add this number of 0.3 second to just hide it very fast. And I'm just gonna copy for box click 1, box click 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let me just name it box click 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now let's see it, guys. So this is our first box, as you can see it. And when you use a click on the back option, you can see we just hide it, but this box 1, box 2, box 3 doesn't show up. Why? Because I just remove this BG1, and if I want to just fix this problem, all you need to do is just add onset for this. So if I just show you what's gonna happen right now, you can see this box 2, for example, it still have this translate of this 650 pixel that we added here for this opacity 0. This is why it doesn't show up. So if I just add this, if I just add this here, the box 1, box 2 again, and let me just copy this, paste it. Okay. All you need to do, guys, just add onset to just tell CSS delete this style that we added here in this HTML. So just add onset to just remove it in this back option. I'm gonna add this replace. Okay, here we go. Now let's see it, guys. So you can see When you use a click on the back option, everything reset as you can see. Let's go to create this BG2 that we just created for this blacklist page 2 BG2. I'm gonna add here. Let's go to the CSS. Okay, now let me just copy this and paste it for the BG2 and BG2 hover. So for this BG2 hover, let me just add minus for this. Okay, I'm gonna add this scale. Okay, now let me see it, the BG hover 2. Okay, and for the top, I'm gonna add this 100 pixel. Okay, now we fix this problem. And for this, I'm just gonna fix this. And for this, I'm gonna just add 37 pixel. Now let me just see the box one. Yeah, we fixed this problem. Next, just gonna copy this, paste it. BG3, BG4, BG5, and BG6, and BG7. Okay, for this BG3, I'm gonna add minus, minus 210 pixel. And for this BG4, I'm gonna add BG4 60 pixel. Okay, this is good. And let me just add minus for this. And for this BG5, let me see, let me just add. Okay, let me just add. Okay, this is good. And for this BG6, our page 6, let me just add translate 0 pixel. No need for this. 7, let me just add, let me just add minus, just like the first one. Okay, and for this, okay, this is good. Now let's see what's gonna happen. Now let's see it, guys, again. So this is our background 2, and this is our background 3, page 3, page 4, and page 5, and page 6, as you can see it. It doesn't work. Let me see. So the page 7, if I just see the page 7, let me see what's gonna happen. BG7, I'm sorry, guys. Okay, I think we have, okay, we don't have any problem right now. Let me see it again. And as you can see, we just fixed this problem. Yep. And I just add the translate for this, add my custom translate. I just watch my my source code to just write it right now. I'm sorry if I just not explain, but I just add a translate x y for this to just change the disposition with a translate instead of the left and the right. So hope you never mind for this, but yeah. And yeah, this is our translate. And if you ask me why I add at least a class list of this, for example, BG5, instead of adding this translate in here, because I want a style of this BG5 in the media. Now I'm gonna explain why I add the classes instead of adding a style in this function. But yeah, this is everything. And let me just create this BS of the black square. Now for this BS, let me just add it here, the BS. Okay, for this BS, guys, what we need is very simple. So for this BS, let me see the black square that we created for the text, that here I'm gonna just change it right now to this matrix 3D, and I'm gonna copy it, paste it. And let me see what we need else. Let me see. This is too much. Yeah, this is good. Now let me just change this position to the right. And I'm gonna just add here for this. So let me just add it. Okay, I think this is good. Yeah, something like this. Okay, this is good. Copy paste it for this BS. when the user click on the function, the BS created right now, and I'm just gonna add this matrix for this BS to just show you what's gonna happen when the user click on the box right now. Okay, now let me just tell you. Okay, you can see it's created, but the problem is, as you can see, we don't have a transition. So let me just add a transition for this. I'm gonna add this transition. Where is it? I'm gonna add this transition for this black square. Yeah, and I'm gonna add 4 seconds. Okay, now let's see it, guys. As you can see, it's gonna be beautiful. Yeah, this is good, and yeah, this is good. And you know what, let me just fix this of transition. It's not good of this line box. Yeah, this is it. Okay, I'm gonna add 0, 5. So if you add a 0, 5, you can get a better transition. Let me just show you right now, and if you just see, you can see it's better right now with this transition for this line, as you can see it. So yeah, this is everything you need to create this JavaScript. And yeah, I hope you learn it. And I just created a lesson for this Java CSS in my playlist. If you want, you can watch it right now. But yeah, this is everything we need to create this of the website. As you can see it, we create everything. Okay, for this light, I'm gonna add a class list for this light. So first, let me just add it here. I'm gonna add a window, add event listener, scroll. Okay, open parentheses, and let me just, okay, first let me just add a let content, create this content, document, query selector. I'm gonna add query selector of this light. Let me name it, guys. So let me just create a let content position. I'm gonna add the content get bound client. Okay, react dot top. Okay, next let screen position. Okay, let me add the window inner height, and let be 1.2. This is good. Let me add this, and let me add this. Okay, next, now if a content position, this screen position, okay, then content, add the class list for this, and let me name it active. Else I'm gonna add content class list remove active. Okay, now let's try again. Now let's find out if it's working or not, guys. So let me see the light. Okay, the light active is working, guys. Now let me just create it very fast in a CSS. This is our light, as you can see it, guys. Now for this active, I'm gonna add active here. I'm gonna add this transition for this, guys. So I'm gonna add this transition, just copy transition 0.9, and let me this. Let me change this cubic base here. Okay, and let me this. Okay, let me 0.2 seconds. Okay, this is our transition, guys, for this active. Now for this light, I'm just gonna name it this light active when user show it. But let me just add the light right now to just copy this, paste it. Now I added this light active. When user is scrolling, the active just showing this light right now, but I'm just gonna reduce this matrix 3D right now. So I'm just gonna add this for this matrix 3D of the light right now, and add opacity 0, and for this add opacity 1. So for example, you can see right now we just created, guys, but it's too fast, I think. So let me just add a transition for this, guys. After light active, I'm gonna add a transition 1.2 second is out. Now again, let me see it. Now it's better, guys. We just created right now. So as you can see, we just created this light to just show it in this card, guys. This is beautiful. Last thing we're gonna create right now is media. Let's go for the media, guys. Okay, I start with a home.css of this media. I'm gonna delete. Okay. Now for this home.css, I'm gonna start with this. Now let me just show. Okay, so this is our second row. I'm just gonna add a scale to adjust resize it. So let me just add the second row here. I'm gonna add transform a scale to just decrease a little size from it, and we can use this scale to just resize it. If you didn't watch my video how to resize box, we can use a scale to just resize it right now. As you can see it, we just resize it. Yep. Okay, now next one, let me see. I'm gonna resize it very more. Okay, so for this I'm gonna add this, and I'm gonna see what's gonna happen. So this is okay, we just resize it, and let me just add the lift for this. Okay, this is good. Let me just add it here, and let me just remove this. Okay, it'll be a 9 for this scale. Next one, just copy this, paste it, and let be 85. Let me add the left. Let me see what's the left needed for this. Okay, let me add the left. Okay, this is good. Copy paste it for this media. Next one, let me see, and let me just resize this before, guys. So for this before, I'm just gonna add the width. This is good. Copy this, paste it, just add the width and the filter blue. Okay, let me see. Okay, next I'm gonna just resize the padding of the header. Padding 30 pixel, 6%. Okay, and this is good. Let me just add inner to just resize the padding left to 6%. Now let's see it, guys. You can see we just resize the padding. Next, let's go. So for this, copy this, paste it to this. Okay, I'm gonna add left minus 10%. I'm gonna add 0.8. Copy again, paste it. Let me see for this minus 12, and we're gonna see it in this. Okay, let me just see it right now. Okay, this is good. Now let me just resize the font size of this. So for this font size, I'm just gonna resize the H1 font size to 0.5 rem. Description P. I'm gonna font size at 1.0. Okay, let me add the second row. Let me add the left for this second row. So just delete this. Let me 2%. Okay, let me just resize this before. Let me just resize it right now. Copy paste it. Copy paste it. Okay, and let me blur be 35 pixel. Okay, let me just add the first text H1. Let me just add a custom font size for this first text. I'm just gonna add font size 2.5 rem, just like the same. P, let me just add a P for this first text P, the same P. Okay, let me just resize the menu LI. So menu LIA, I'm gonna resize the padding 7 pixel and 15 pixel. Okay, now let me see it. So we just resize it right now, but you can see we get this problem of this text. So how to fix this problem? You can just add, as I said, when you create a box. So if you want to just fix this problem, you can add this width, for example, 400 pixel. I'm sorry, what is okay, you can see we fixed this problem. If you add a pixel, we can fix this problem, but if you have a 100%, you can see we get this problem. If you have this problem with the text, you can just add a pixel to just fix this problem very fast. Just copy flex text. Let me add the flex or the third text. Let me add the third text. Okay, width. Now let's go for this font. Let me add the padding. We don't have a padding, I'm sorry. I'm gonna add overflow hidden. And let me add a height 100. This next inner padding 0.4%. Grid template column repeat 1 of. Okay. Now for the header padding 30 pixel 4%. Okay. Row that we just created, let me just add this grid. Okay, height 0vh. Next, let me add the first text h1 pa to just add the max width none. Fixed width, let me just add this h1 p and a link. So just add the max width none to just fix the problem. Now let's go for the second row of this card box. So for this second row, I'm just gonna just fix this top to go for this. I'm gonna add top minus 400 pixel. Okay, let me add the left minus 5% margin 0 i2 to become center, guys. So as you can see, we just fixed this problem. And now let me add some text here that we just added. I'm gonna add a transform to just move it to the down to the bottom. So let me just call it here, guys. Some text. I'm gonna add a transform translate y. I'm sorry, 350 pixel, and order. I'm gonna add 1. Okay. You can see we just fixed this problem. Okay, and I'm gonna just add the third text to just fix this problem. Okay, third text, I'm gonna add the width i2 to just fix the width of that we added for this width. I'm gonna add margin 0 i2. Okay, now let me just add a flex text to just fix this problem. Okay, display flex and the grid gap 15 pixel. Let me add transform translate y 120 pixel and the flex action row instead of column, guys. You can see we just fixed this problem. Very good. Now let's go for the last media, guys. For this home page, I'm gonna add h1. Okay, I'm gonna add a font size 2.3 rem. I'm gonna just copy this, paste it for the p description. Okay, 0.9 I'm gonna add for this media. Okay, I'm gonna add for this media menu lia. I'm gonna add a padding 7 pixel 0 pixel. Okay, I'm gonna add a second row. I'm gonna add a transform, and I'm gonna add a translate. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm gonna add a scale to just resize it right now 0.7. Let me add the top with 100%. Okay, and let me see it right now in this media. So let me just fix this problem of this circle one. I'm gonna add a circle one to just add the left 450 pixel and I just fixed. Let me just fix this some text. So some text I'm gonna just add it here right now very fast. Or you know what, let me just copy this, paste it, some text. I'm gonna add 250 pixel. Okay, next is flex text, to just add a grid gap, decrease a little distance of this, and let me see, let me just copy this, paste it. I'm gonna add, okay, first text, second text, and the third text. I'm gonna add font size 0.9 rem. Okay, and the first text H1, I'm gonna add, I'm sorry guys, font size 2.3 rem. And now let me just copy this, paste it for the H1. Because we just add the font size of the custom font size, I think I add the custom font size. So yeah, this is everything for this homepage, guys. And you can see we just fixed this problem, but okay, you can see we just fixed this problem. Let's go for the about page to resize it, guys. So for this about page, let me just open it. Okay, we don't need this anymore. Okay, this is our homepage. We just finished the homepage. Now for this about CSS, let me just, we don't need this media, we don't need this media. I'm gonna just delete it. Let's start with this. I'm just gonna add a section for this, guys. Section, just gonna add padding, that's the pixel, okay, and the 6%. Okay, now let me see, let me just add the cube open to just resize it with a scale. I'm gonna add a transform scale 0.9. okay, let me just show right now. You can see we just resize this with a 0.9 of this scale. Next, I'm gonna copy this, paste it for this. Yeah, just gonna copy this, paste it to the next media. Let me add, let me see. I'm gonna add a button for this. So, oh, you know what? We don't need this. Yeah, I think we don't need this. So let me just go to the next. Okay, to the next one, I'm just gonna resize this black square that we created here. I'm gonna add width 180 pixel, height 150 pixel, and let me add the left minus 70 pixel. Okay, next media, just gonna copy this section for the next media, paste it. Let be a 4%, and yeah, let be a 4%. Okay, let me see. This is good. Okay. Now for this next media, I don't think we need to resize anything. Yep. But let me just add overflow hidden for this section, guys. Okay, we just fixed this problem. I get this. Just gonna add this. I'm gonna add 250 pixel, 200 pixel, and 6%. And let me just add this for this, guys. Okay, now let's go to the next one. I think, yes, we just fixed this problem. Now I'm just gonna add about, to just add the width 100%, height, okay, let me see. Okay, let me add the cube open. I'm gonna add the cube open. I'm gonna add margin 0, auto, and I'm gonna add row 2 to just add the grid, template column, repeat 1 of R. Okay, let me see it again. Yep, yeah, I think it doesn't work. Row. So you know what, let me just add a John, guys. I'm sorry, just gonna add a John right now. Add a John and the position absolute for this. So for now, let me just add this. Okay, this is good. And now let me just add a position absolute top 50% transform translate y to just fix this problem, guys. Okay, this is good, guys. Now let me just resize this black square, guys. So for this black square, let me see. Okay, yes, I think this is good. Let me see. Okay, now let me just see the black square that we just created for this. Okay, here we go. Let's go for the matrix of this 3D. I'm gonna change it. Okay, I'm just gonna add a rotate for this instead of matrix 3D. I think rotate is better. So let me see. Yeah, I think this is good, guys. So let me just add a top for this, and let me just add a left. Let me just add a top for this. Okay, this is good. We just change a matrix 3D to just this, as you can see it. Yeah, this is not bad. Let's go to the next one. I think we don't need anything to resize it here. Let's go to the next media, guys. So the next media, I'm gonna just add a cubic open to just resize it with a scale transform, scale 0.75. Okay, yeah, this is our about page, which is not bad, I think. But let me see, we have too much, so I'm just gonna add, okay, this is our about media, as you can see. Let's go to the payment, and last one is the contact. So for this payment, now we don't need this. Let me just delete it. Okay, now for this, I'm just gonna add a pay, that is this. Let me just show you the payment page of this. So this is pay. I'm gonna add a scale to resize it instead of the width. So I'm gonna add a pay transform scale or translate. Let me translate x minus 90 pixel. Okay, and now let me just add a scale 0.88. Let me see it right now. Now it doesn't show. Let me just, okay, you can see we just resize it. It's not that bad. Let's go to the next media. Just copy this, paste it, and I think this is for this, and for this I'm gonna add this. Okay, just gonna change this to the left to come to the left. Okay, gonna add more for this. Gonna add 100. Okay, for this. Okay, this is good. Let me just add the page 3 to just add padding for this. Okay, 6% to just 240 pixel and 6%. Just for the left and the right, decrease it, guys. Now let's go to the next media of this number, guys. So first, let me just resize at this black square 2. So this black square 2, I'm gonna add it very fast. Just add the width and the height. 180 pixel and height 170 pixel. Good. And I don't think we need to add more of a style of this. Let me see. This is good. Yes. Let's go to the next media. Now to the next media, guys. Now to the next media, I'm just gonna copy this, paste it of the pay. I'm gonna add it first, and instead of this, I'm just gonna resize the width. So for example, so we just added this width, as you can see, guys. I just want to decrease it right now, as you can see, and we get one problem with this. I'm just gonna explain how to fix this problem. Okay, this is good. You can see we just resize it with a width, but this BG1 and the BG2, it just changed the position of this, and we're gonna fix this position of the BG1. This is why I just add a class for this, guys, and this is why I didn't add, let me just show you, and this is why I didn't add here the transform and the other left right to the position, guys. If I just add it here, the translate, it doesn't work in the media. But if you add a class list, that means it's okay to use it in a media, guys. This is why I add this class list, guys. So let me just add this with, okay, let me just see what we need else. Okay, now let's go to call. Okay, first I'm just gonna add a PG3 and the BG hover 3. bg hover, bg3 hover, I'm sorry. Okay, now let me add a transform scale to translate minus. Okay, this is our bg3. Gonna copy this, paste it, bg5 and the bg5 hover. Okay, I'm gonna add this, let me see, 300, and for the top let me add 100 pixel. Okay, let's go to the next, bg7 of the background 7. The last thing we're gonna add here, I'm just gonna add these two minus. Okay, this is good. Now let's see it, guys, to see if this problem happened. So you can see we just fixed this problem. It doesn't the bg, I think, yes, let me see, bg7, yes, we just fixed this problem, and bg5, okay, bg5 and bg3, which is this, yes, we fixed this problem. Let's come next, guys. And I think the bg2, yes, I think we have a bg2 problem. Let me see. Yeah, we have a bg2 problem. Let me add it right now. So for this bg2, I'm just gonna copy this, paste it, bg2 hover. Okay, for this bg2 hover, I'm gonna add 200 pixel. Okay, to go to the right, and 105 pixel. There we go. And let me just add the bg4 to just go to the next media, bg4 and the bg4. Okay, now let me just add 200 pixel. Okay, this is good. Well, let me just add the minus. Now let me see it. You can see we fixed this problem. Yep, everything is good right now. Let's go to the next. Yeah, and if you want, you can just style this, but I don't like to use it, so I'm just gonna style it in this font media. Let's go for next. For now, I'm gonna add a page. I'm gonna add a page 3 to just add the padding 170 pixel, 4% to the left and the right. I think, yeah, 4%. Okay, let's go to the next media of the font media. So for this next media, first, not bad, but I'm gonna add a display grid for this. So let me just add it here. First, I'm gonna start with a pay. To add the grid template column, repeat 1 and width, let me add the width 585 pixel, transform, translate x 0 pixel, and let me add a scale. Okay, 0.8. Let me add a margin 0.2 and the grid gap 100 pixel. Okay, now let's go to start this flex pay. I want to add a display grid for this flex pay instead of display flex. So display flex pay, I'm gonna add a display grid template column, repeat 2 104 to fix this problem, and I'm gonna add the margin 0 to grid row gap. I'm gonna add 60 pixel. This is good. Let me add the grid gap 35 pixel. Okay, now I think we fix this problem, as you can see it, guys. And let me just add the margin 0.2. I think, yeah, let me just add the margin 0.2 for all of the box. So just gonna copy this, paste it for this box. Okay, let me do it fast. Delete all of this, copy this, paste it, margin to fix. You can see we fix it. And now let me just add the box 4 and the box 7. I want to add the position relative and add the left for this. So let me just do it very fast. So the box 4 and box 7, I want to add a left to just go to the center. Present, and let me add the position relative. Okay, you can see we just fixed this problem, but I think the row doesn't work. So let me just see a grid row gap. Let me just remove this. I'm sorry. Let me just remove this. Okay, Yeah, now we fix this problem. Let's go to just fix this line, to just create it, just change this position of this line. So for the first line box 1, I'm gonna first at the top 29%, left 50%, transform translate, minus 50% and minus 50%. I'm gonna add a rotate 90-degree to become height, as you can see it. Here we go. This is our first line. Next line, copy this, paste it. Next line box 2, 90% for the top, 90%, and let me this 62%. Let me add transform translate. Okay, this is good. Let me just add a rotate 38-degree, and let me add a width for this, guys. So I'm just gonna decrease a width for this to 350 pixel. Now if you see here, we have this 450 pixel right now. You can see it, guys. I just decreased it right now, and you can see this is a line 2. Let's go for the line 3. For the line 3, I'm gonna add the top 20%, left 34%, transform, and let me add the rotate. Good, and this is good. Next, copy this, paste it. Line 4, top 60%, left 38%. Let me add. Okay, this is good. Next, copy this, paste it. 5, 6, 7, 5, 6. Okay. 5, 6, and 7. Okay. Now for this 5, let me see. For this 5, top is 86%, and left is 63%. Okay. Let me add a degree, 38 degree. Next, I'm gonna add 73% for this, left 15%. Okay, no need for this, delete it. Next, let me 82% for the top, the line 7. Okay, 68%. Let me just change this, rotate. Okay, the last line, let me just create it to go next, guys. Last 9, line 8, I'm sorry, 85. Okay, and this 68. Okay, this is good. And let me just add a rotate. Okay, now let's see it, guys. We just created right now, but okay, line 8. Line 8, we have a top 85, left 48. Let me 41. Okay, yeah, we fixed this problem. Yeah, I think we fixed this problem. Let me just add a div. We have this to show you. We have this flex pay. I'm sorry. We have this box click. We have this div. I want to add display none to just remove it from this display grid, guys. So let me just add here div display none. Let me add the center box right now. Center box. I'm gonna add grid template column. Repeat. 1 FR. Okay. Now let me see. You can see it's now center, guys. Yep. Okay. Now let me just again change the position of this center BG2, BG1. So now let me just add it right now, guys. BG1. Let me just copy this, paste it for all of that. So I'm gonna first start with a BG1 and BG2. This is a BG2 and this is a BG1. So for this BG1, I'm gonna add 40 pixel. Okay, let's go to the next. BG2, however, I'm gonna add, let me see. Let me just add this. Okay, 117 pixel. Okay, and this minus 137 pixel. Okay, this is good. Next one. So next one I'm gonna add, let me see, I'm gonna add minus 37 pixel, and let me just do this. Okay, now look for the BG5 or BG4. Let me just add the BG4 right now. Copy this, paste it. Okay, I'm gonna add 44 pixel and minus 215 pixel. Okay, next let me just add 117 pixel. Okay, minus 300. Okay, this is good. Let me just add. Okay, copy this, paste it. Okay, okay, this is enough, guys. Let me just delete this. And now let me just resize this background, as we can see it right now. So I'm just gonna add it here, BS, and I'm gonna resize it. So for this leaf, I'm gonna add 15%, and let me just add the top. Okay, now for the last media, and we finish this. Let's go for the last media. I'm gonna add a pay, transform, translate x minus 15%, and I'm gonna add a scale for this to just resize it to decrease the size of this pay to 67. Let me see it right now, guys. So okay, let me just add the left 50%, guys, to just fix this problem. As you can see right now, we fixed this problem. Okay, this is not bad. Now let me just add this black square 2 to just do it very fast. Black square 2, I'm gonna add left 180 pixel. Okay, this is everything for this media of this payment page, as you can see right now, guys. And we have a problem. Let me see. Oh, I'm gonna add this. Now let me see it again. Okay, let me just check everything if we have any problem. Okay, I think this is everything for this. Okay, the last box of the box 7, I think. Yeah, let me just box 7, 44 pixel, and next one, let me add minus 510 pixel. Yep, we just fixed it. Yep, we just fixed it. Now let's go for the contact page to just finish this video, guys. Now let's go for the contact. Let me see. Okay, first I'm gonna start with adding a last. I'm gonna add padding 0 pixel 8%. Next media, I'm gonna add this. Let me just show you guys. Let me just first style of this, guys, of the text on mobile. So I'm just gonna add a text on mobile. Okay, I'm gonna add the left 54. Okay, transform to just decrease the size 0. Now let me just add the last of the decrease the padding. Okay, let me add a comment to just add the overflow hidden. Okay, next media, I'm gonna add a cool. I'm gonna add a margin 0 pixel, 90 pixel, 0 pixel, 0 pixel. Okay, text on mobile, I'm just gonna size the width for this. Now for this before of this card, I'm just gonna resize it. Just copy this, paste it. Before, you know what, let me just add the left for this 50%. Okay, I just forget about the JavaScript of this. Now let's go to continue of this contact page. Okay, now let's go to the media of this number. Okay, now let me just add a light active to just add this. I'm just gonna copy this, paste it in this light active. Okay, let me just add a height 7 pixels. And let me see what we need. I'm just gonna add a rotate for this. And nothing need to change it of this matrix ready. Okay, let's go next, guys. Yep, let me see. Okay, this is good, guys. Let's go for the next media of this number. Now for this media, I'm just gonna add a form right now. Just gonna add a form, and let me just resize this transform by adding a scale to 0.8. Now as you can see, we just resize it very fast. Let's go to the next media. Now for the next media, I'm just gonna copy again, paste this to here. Let me see, let it just be this 0.9, this be 0.8, and for this media, let me add, okay, let me just add content. Okay, contact, comment, position, and position 2. Okay, I'm gonna add a grid template column, repeat 1 of 1. So let me see it right now. As you can see in this media, we just add a comment, we just add a grid template column to just be repeat 1 of R. Okay, now let me just add a contact text to just add a margin 0 by 2. Okay, I don't think we need to add this, but yeah, I just add it right now to just be a center. Okay, now let's go to the next. Let me add the Windows text. For this, I'm gonna add the width right 2 and the margin 0 right to become center. So you can see right now it's beautiful, and I'm just gonna change this position, guys, so don't worry about this. Next, I'm gonna add the Windows BG2, gonna add a left 60%. Okay, let me add the light active. So I'm just gonna copy this light active, paste it. Okay, this is our light active. Let me just add the top for this, guys, 8%. And let me add the rotate. Now let me see it. Okay, this is good, guys. Next, let me just resize this text on mobile. So let me just call it here, text on mobile, by adding a transform scale 0.7. And now you can see we just resize it. Very simple. Now let me just resize the cool of this A-link margin 0 pixel, 40 pixel, 0 pixel, 0 pixel. Okay. And yeah, let me add the last padding 40 pixels 6% and 0 pixels 6%. Okay, now guys, I'm just gonna add a height for this comment to just fix this problem. I don't know why this has happened, but yep, I just had the height, and I'm gonna decrease the padding of this section. The top, let me this. Okay, gonna copy this, paste it, guys, here. Okay, 4%. Yep, I think this is good. Let me see. Okay, for now we just fix this problem. Let's go to the next media of the form to just finish the video. Let me just start with a VG footer to add a position relative and add a padding 80 pixel 6%, and let me add a front pixel 6% or 4%, guys. Yep, let me add the 6% to see what's gonna happen. So let me just add a text on mobile to just decrease it again, and I'm gonna add a translate to just be a center. Translate minus 50% and minus 50% to become center. Okay, now let me just add the left and the top. 40% left and the top 73%. Okay, now for the light active, just gonna copy this, paste it, the light active, to just decrease a little size of, to just decrease a little of this, rotate, and just at the top, 96%. And yeah, I don't think we need that. Okay, just delete it. Okay, let's see it. Okay, this is good. You can see we just fix this problem. Now for the next media, guys, let me just fix this Windows BG2. I'm gonna fix it, the width and the height. Okay, height. Now let me add the box arrow to just at the left 0, and now let me just add the box icon 2. Okay, and let me just add ion icon. I'm sorry, ion icon. Okay, I'm gonna add the font size to just decrease the size of this icon, 6 rem. Okay, now let's see it, guys. And you can see we just fix it right now. Let me see what we need else. Okay, and you can see, let me just decrease a little size of this padding to this. Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna copy this, paste it for this media, guys. There we go. So yeah, this is everything you need to create this, guys. Hope you love it, and this is good website, as you can see it. We just got everything with a JavaScript and the HTML CSS. Hope you love it, hope you learn it really fast, and this is it. I see you in the next video, guys, and bye.